now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Hey, I got so many ups.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ups.
so many ups.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many glocks. Hey, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ups.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Somewhere in the Middle. Liddell's here. Sudie's going to be here in just a second. I hate to put her business out there, but she got a little too excited talking about, or in the anticipation that we're going to talk about Trump, and she's a little delayed. She's a little delayed in the restroom.
Hey, TMI,
Yeah.
TMI.
Hey, we keep it real over here. That's what we do. We don't hide anything from anybody. What's up, Liddell?
How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Man, doing just fine. I'm over here just finishing up some work. My wife is cooking, and I am working while she's cooking. And I saw this come up.
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute. I may even talk about a little bit about this while I got some time. We can get in a little bit. That's about it. That's what's
Okay.
going down.
Well, I'm gonna do a little warm up like we usually do while we wait for the room to fill up. I see Big Booty Judy in here, so we're gonna cue her little song, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what we're gonna talk about, and we'll be right back.
Big cutie, big booty Judy. What? Big cutie, big booty Judy. Big booty, big cutie, big booty Judy. Stop! I wanna see you move it. Yeah. Big booty Judy. Big booty Judy. Big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy. Big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy. Big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy.
Hey,
Been
a while. Yeah, that's her favorite song. That's Big Booty Judy right here. Judy up here on the comment. That's her song.
Judy,
She's the only one.
What it do? What's up, baby?
Yeah.
You doing all right?
Judy's the only one who's got her own song on the show. So, she's day one. Yeah.
Baby.
You guys make sure you hit the like button as you're coming into the room. Say what's up to us in the comments to get that warmed up. Make sure you are double checked that you are subscribed to Somewhere in the Middle. I know you guys are watching from a lot of different platforms. Some of you guys on Facebook, but please make sure at some point you head over to Somewhere in the Middle YouTube page, because we need to get those subscribers up. If you guys, if you guys want to super chat us, you will have to do so through my YouTube page, which is Let's Talk Darling, because until you guys up our subscribers on Somewhere in the Middle, we are not monetized over there. So help us out so you guys don't have to go jumping back and forth.
It's all good.
We appreciate the super chats. That helps us keep going over here. Okay, so like I said, Soonie's going to be with us shortly. She sure is taking a long time. Who knew Trump was a laxative? Anyways. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about, because we're going to start with the Trump topic. Since Liddell's here, we'll start with that. That's going to be a big topic, but we've got a lot of other things that we're going to talk about on the show as well. We're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, because in addition to this news about Trump getting taken off the Colorado presidential ballot, Vivek has now come out and said some things in regards to that. So we're going to bring him into the conversation. And then I know Soonie had some side conversations over the weekend about Vivek, and they were quite interesting. So I told her, let's bring him to the show. Then we're going to have an update on the Kiki Palmer and Darius Jackson situation. Yeah, we have a few updates. We have a few updates today. We have an update on Tafari Campbell, the chef, the Obama chef that drowned mysteriously. We have an update on him. We are going to be talking about Rob Smith, your favorite Black gay conservative, who I think right about now is on CNN talking about how he was attacked by white supremacists at Amfest over the weekend. Yeah, he's so full of it. Yeah, it's crazy. So we're gonna play that video. We're gonna talk about Jonathan Majors. He was convicted of, I think it was like domestic abuse or assault or something like that. It was in our opinion, it was BS, but we have the video. We'll show you guys and see what you guys think. Then we're gonna talk about NBA player Anthony Edwards. He got caught up in a scandal where a girl, he was dating her or he was messing around with her. Anyways, she thought she was pregnant and she posted all the text messages of him asking her to get an abortion and paying her $100,000 to do so. So yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Then Congress has passed some new legislation in regards to NATO and presidents and what they can do. So we're going to talk about that. We might follow that up since we're going to be kind of in a political realm at the very beginning of the show. And then we have an 11-year-old girl who was forced to sleep in a bed at camp with a transsexual boy who identified as a girl. And this poor little 11-year-old girl is traumatized.
Wow.
So that's it. That's it for now. And then we'll probably have some funny videos, because we always do that as well. Yeah, we always do that as well. So anyways, Liddell, you ready for Christmas?
I am. We've been doing a lot of, I call Amazon shopping. Can you guys hear me very well, or do I sound far away?
You sound great.
Okay, good. I've been doing a lot of shopping on Amazon. I don't like going to stores. I love my wife to death, but I hate shopping with my wife because it's an all day thing.
Yes.
I love shopping with my 11-year-old. We get in, get our stuff, and we get out. My wife and my 15-year-old, they got to look at everything on every rack, trying everything. And I'm like, here's the card. Do what you got to do. I'll be at the house. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like you. I'm a girl, but I don't like the whole shopping thing. And I definitely don't like shopping during the holidays. I'm online all the way. Just because I find like during the holidays, people are real ugly and self-centered and like they're just like out to do whatever they got to do. They don't care who's crossing the street. They don't care who's in front of them. Everybody's just in their own world. So moto people during the holidays,
Can't do that. Can't do that at all, period. It's all good though. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what I mean. I'm excited for Christmas to come and go.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
Christmas is I ain't gonna lie to you. Christmas is probably my favorite. It's my favorite holiday. It really is. Things kind of slow down, which is fine. But when it's over, I'm like, it's over. Thank the Lord. Bye.
Right. Exactly. That's how I feel about it too. I get excited for the food. That's what I get excited. The holiday, like the time with the family and the food. That's all I want. I don't care. Like I'm not I need to receive gifts person. I like to give them, but I don't really care about receiving them. But yeah. Anyways, man, there she is, Soonie.
I got a question. See, because I'm on the show, y'all. The value of the shows went up exponentially because you've seen me. So I don't. When I come on, I answer the phone. I don't say hello. I say you're welcome. So everybody in the crowd, you're welcome. Soonie, you're welcome. You're welcome. Great to see
everybody in the chat. Please say thank you, Liddell, for gracing us with your presence. Just say thank you.
You're welcome.
You're muted. Yeah. There you go. Now you're off.
Can you see those two faces at the bottom of the screen? I just wanted to say that.
Oh, these right here, the left and right.
Yeah, I understand, but it's something about this face here that brings value. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get the value. You know, you can't appreciate the shit. They go big booty Judy. Thank you. Appreciate you, baby girl. You welcome.
Maybe we need to work a little Liddell photo to come up from the bottom. Is that what he's saying?
And they say take the picture. Take the picture. That's it.
Is that what's happening here?
Yes, it is.
There you go. Matthew said thank you.
Not a problem. Appreciate
Soonie, they're glad you didn't fall in, Soonie.
It wouldn't be me. Like I have to go against the grain. It wouldn't be me if I didn't do that.
It's out.
Hey,
what's up, guys?
I went pee 3 times before we even started. You know, so, you know, me.
I had to use the bathroom. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then my kids are home. It's Christmas break. They exploded. I had to put out a crisis real quick. But here I am, and I'm actually excited for this show because we get to talk about my favorite guy on the planet, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
Oh, girl,
bring it up.
Really?
Let's bring it up.
Bring it up.
Yeah. He's my favorite because he was a great president. I don't like certain things he's doing, but I won't take his presidency from him. But I think we can all agree that there is a concerted effort to get President Trump away from the White House. And this is the latest. This is actually breaking news. This came out probably about an hour ago. Everybody's talking about it. The Colorado Supreme Court decided to ban Trump from the state's ballot under the Constitution's insurrection clause. We have the clause. I read over the clause. We briefly talked about it. I want to know what y'all think first. What do you even think about this entire thing?
Go ahead, Liddell.
How they're trying to get him on the fact that he incited rioters to run and do an insurrection at the Capitol, January 6th.
Well, I'll say this here while I'm finishing up a text message. Here we go. I'm not surprised. I've never seen on the conservative side of the Rhino base and the liberal side so against one man. This is on a global stage, right?
Yes.
I'm not surprised at all. I was expecting something like this to happen. Here's what's going on, guys. If you look at the opinion, they keep saying that he committed insurrection. I got a question for the folk in the back row, the libtards, and people that don't like to read. If that is the case, why haven't they charged him with insurrection?
Because there's no evidence.
There is no evidence of it. So there's two cases going on. You have a narrative case going on and a legal case going on. What we hear a lot of the time is the narrative case, insurrection, white supremacy, all this garbage. You know what I'm saying? And so I said, okay, no problem. Where is that in the filing? There's nowhere in the filing. These Bamas is getting the Ku Klux Klan Act, the Enron Act has nothing to do at all with nothing. So what they're doing on the narrative side is they know the legacy media is not going to go against them. So they get no push at all. That's why shows like So in the Middle, The Kind of Move podcast, Baby MAGA, anybody else, these independent shows, Tucker Carlson, they're so important because you're actually getting real, live, accurate news. And if anything is wrong, these independent shows like Somewhere in the Middle will come back and say, hey, we were wrong. Let's own it. This is what it really happens. And then they're corrected. Not the legacy media. They will lie some more, lie a little bit more, lie confidently, and they do it all the time. So I am not at all surprised this actually happened at all. Does it hurt Trump? No, I don't think it will. I think it'll help him out more. I think it hurts more Nikki Haley and the other people because he's not taking up all the oxygen in the room.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of his competitors, let me play the statement from Vivek so we can see what he said, and then I'll give you guys my 2 cents on it.
Cool.
They have just tried to bar President Trump from the Colorado ballot using an unconstitutional maneuver that is a bastardization of the 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution. This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a hollowed out husk of what the country was built on. The basic principle that we, the people, select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States. That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong. And I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake, whether we, the people, actually have a say in deciding who leads this country. Yes, it would be easier for other Republicans like me who are running in this race to say, hey, if Trump is sidelined, there's our opportunity. No doubt other candidates are probably privately celebrating with their corporate sponsors. That's not the right thing to do. I think the most useful thing that every GOP candidate can do right now is to join me in that pledge. I'll say that I will withdraw from that Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump's name is restored. This belongs to the people, not to the unelected Democratic cabal of judges in Colorado or any other state. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley and Chris Christie do the same thing, or else they're complicit in what the security state is trying to do to shut down Trump. I stand by that, and I expect them to do the right thing.
All right. What do you think about that, Liddell? Did you see that? Is that the first time you've seen that?
First time. Good political move for him. Because it kind of resonates with the Republican base. I don't think that Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley. I know Nikki Haley's not going to do that at all because she's a part of that side. Ron DeSantis probably is as well, also in some form or fashion. Do I think it will work? No. I like the move though, from a PR standpoint.
That's what I said.
It shows. It really kind of calls everyone to the carpet to say, okay, are you for this or against this? And by doing this, I think by doing this, it would de facto, the Supreme Court's gonna knock this down because this is unconstitutional on every level. I was watching Be the Change, and Casey was talking about how he's kind of concerned about this because really the states govern elections, and realistically, the Supreme Court has no authority here. He's absolutely wrong. Every state is under the Constitution. A state cannot violate the U.S. Constitution. That doesn't make any sense at all. But at the exact same time, good political move. We see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, I thought it was pretty gangster of him to do that because it hits all the right feels with the people who love Vivek and also the people who love Trump, right? Because they see that as a very noble move. I think my thought, and I want to ask everybody in the chat that's watching, because I agree with Liddell that I don't think that this is going to hurt Trump in any way. In fact, I don't know what the documents actually say. Soonie can tell us that because she's read through most of them. But I'm pretty sure you can write him in if you want, even though they've taken him off the ballot. I'm pretty sure you can't write him in after this. Oh, okay.
I mean, you can, but in their edict, they said you can't write him in.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that answers that question, but I'm not concerned either way, because I think that this is never going to really stay in place anyways. But I want to ask everybody, would we be as outraged? Are we concerned about this because it's Trump? Or are we concerned about this because this sets a very dangerous precedent for what a state is willing to do, right? If they don't like a candidate, they'll take them off the ballot. So my question is it about Trump for you, or is it about the fact that this signals something concerning that they would do this, right? That they would do this to any candidate? Would Vivek take the same stance in the name of this is not the right way? This is not American of them to do. This is not constitutional of them to do, right? Would he take the same stance to say, hey, whether they're Democrat or Republican, you can't take somebody off the ballot. You have to, especially for a reason that is not a valid reason, because you have to give people the right to vote for who they want to vote for, right? So that's my question from a moral standpoint. Are people willing to go that far in general, or are they just doing this because of Trump?
Is that a question for me or for Soonie?
Anybody who wants to answer.
Go ahead, Susu.
I don't think we can answer that. That's a moral question. I don't know what they would do, but right here, right now, people are making a statement and they're making a declaration, and I think it's necessary because all these justices were appointed by Democratic governors. I just want to point that out. The left loves to hyper focus on the Supreme Court justices that are conservative and how they're governing and how they are striking certain things down. And this is, an attempt to, what did they say? Undermine democracy. So I think Republicans standing together on this is necessary because they're undermining our democracy. And more importantly, they're undermining and stamping and stomping all over the U.S. Constitution. You're trying to indict a man on the actions of Americans who feel disgruntled and displaced, which is what the Democrat Party loves to focus on. So all they're doing is saying, because of the actions of Americans, which we claim to care about, we're going to punish you because they look to you as their leader. And he's the example. That's all he is. It's a witch hunt. Trump is the example. And we're all watching. And somewhat a lot of Americans feel helpless right now because this is a state Supreme Court violating founding documents in this country and using it for their own political gain. So in my opinion, this makes Trump larger than life. He's already larger than life, but this makes him a living martyr. That's all they're doing.
Right. So this just in, Chris Christie has condemned the Colorado Supreme Court for banning Trump. Chris Christie knows this is wrong. He states Donald Trump should not be prevented from being president by any court. He said before it's saying it should be up to the voters. So he is standing next to Vivek.
I'm glad. If they don't do this, honestly,
but he's
if you look at this, but this is all this is PR. All this is optics.
Yeah.
They're never going to find Trump guilty on any of the claims that they are accusing him of because there's no evidence. It's been 5 years nonstop of them accusing him of things that he didn't actually do. And 2 to 3 years later, it comes out, sometimes even months, that what they accused him of wasn't even true. So they're playing smart. The Republican Party, for once, is on offense. I'm going to give them a round of applause.
All right.
Goddamn.
Meanwhile, Nikki Haley's on hold with the DNC trying to figure out where her stance should be.
Well, she's a woman. She's a woman. And I'm not saying this to be mean.
Yeah.
But we are stubborn. She's going to move when she feels like moving, if she feels like moving at all. I think it'll be bad for her if she does not stand up for what's right, given the platform that she stands on and the platform she's created for herself. Yeah. But she has no choice but to come out. But I think she is going to prolong it and make a spectacle before she says anything.
She is. She is a straight up rhino. She is for sale. I think that she has no shot at all. Period. Vivek Ramaswamy, how I like him, but he's auditioning for a cabinet. I think he'll be a great Secretary of State. Phenomenal. Some people saying VP. No, the Vice President needs to have a well-rounded knowledge of how the Senate and the House works because he's the president of the Senate, and so that can be. That's why I like Byron Donaldson as a vice president. I like my boy said. He said I don't even like DT, but it's obviously doing everything in this power to freedom for me. Exactly. I have never seen so much positions are on one man.
Right.
One man. This makes no sense at all unless, and here's the thing about it is this is the key when it comes to a liberal ideology and a conservative ideology. It's just an ideology type of and an independent. On the extreme liberal side, it's an hierarchy ideology. We're in charge. Shut up. Do what we tell you to do. Pay your taxes and vote for the extreme liberal side. On the conservative side, it's more of let's sit down and reason together, right? And even on the extreme conservative side, you actually have some all things Trump. No, we need to call them to the carpet too sometimes as well. Also, all things the sentence, all things naked. No, we need to be reasonable about this. Anybody that has some type of sense should say this does not smell good at all. Period. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or independent. You should be calling this out. And if you're not, I got a problem. We got a problem now. Because if this
Absolutely.
is me, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If you are in favor of this, record this. Are you talking about black injustice? Shut up.
Dang.
Shut up. Because you don't believe in authentic justice. Because if you did, you'd be calling this out.
Right.
Shut up.
It's true.
I won't hear about no more of no injustices at all. If you ain't calling this out, just like we called out bad cops, whether they're black or white, anybody, any bad judges, bad politicians, no matter what it at all. When it comes to righteousness, justice, if you ain't calling it out, but you calling other stuff, shut up.
Yeah,
I said it. Write it down. Record.
it's true. More people need to say this. It's the truth. In case you guys don't know what the Supreme Court in Colorado is trying to use, they are trying to use this disqualification clause, which says if a president, a senator, or a person or a representative of Congress or a vice president hold any office, civil or military, if they are caught in support of an insurrection or engaging in an insurrection or a rebellion, then they disqualify themselves from being able to hold any form of office. This, somebody in my group chat, I don't know who it was, it might have been Holly or Red Pill, but they made the point of, this is why the media kept it in your face. They knew they were going to try to use one of these amendments to get him on something. They tried to do it with the 25th Amendment. I don't know if you guys remember Nancy Pelosi making a big deal out of his cognitive state and how he's crazy, this, that, and the third. They want to make him nutty. They wanted to make him nutty. So they tried to use the 25th Amendment. That didn't work out for them. If anything, we can use that against Joe Biden. So let's scratch that. Now let's bring forth the 14th Amendment. And let's say you incited an insurrection, even though you actually didn't, and people did what the hell they wanted to do. Because, let's be honest, the Republican Party galvanized American citizens when they hopped on board with Dominion stole the election. Period. They galvanized so many Americans. They pissed people off. People felt like their votes, they felt disenfranchised. People still to this day will say, I'm not participating. Votes don't matter. For what? So if anything, I think we need to put more responsibility on us as American citizens for getting emotional and acting out of character, because a lot of what went on that day shouldn't have happened. Straight up. I'm not talking about the people walking through the foyer, taking pictures, being peaceful. Those people, they were let in. But for the agitators who are there, we need to focus on them. This is a witch hunt against Trump at this point. And this is misguided. It ain't even misguided. Let me not lie. It's very pointed. They know what they're doing. But this is why they kept insurrection in front of your face forever. The darkest day in American history. This is why they do these things.
I mean, to be honest with you, this insurrection thing is their Pearl Harbor moment.
Yes.
It's Pearl Harbor, Pearl Harbor. And I have to say this. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic, a democratic republic. Remember, word play, there is a narrative being pushed. There's a narrative case and a legal case. You got to play both games, guys. You got to play both games. Got to play both games. Smart.
Shannon, you need to go to somewhere in the middle. If you want to see all these comments, you got to go to somewhere in the middle.
That's where everybody is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please migrate over to somewhere in the middle. We only broadcast on our individual platforms because it's hard to promote when you're being shadow banned.
Yep. We're trying to grab you guys. You guys can stay on your platforms where you watch all our individual things, but somewhere in the middle is where you're going to see all the comments.
She's right.
I just want to show this. I'm not going to play the video, but I'm just going to show this because this is when Twitter took Trump off of the internet. Trump was banned from Facebook, from Twitter, almost every important social media platform that we all use to communicate and put out content. He was banned. They banned this video at one point. Now it's able to be shown. But this is the video where Trump comes out. I think this was during the insurrection when everything was happening. And he was telling people, you got to stop. You got to go home. You can't do this. Please go home in peace. This is the video that will come back and haunt them every time when they try to accuse him of insurrection. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get flagged, but I am going to show the still and you guys can go watch it.
Yeah. Go watch the whole thing, not just the clip where they ended at a certain point usually.
Exactly.
Yeah, watch the whole thing.
I'm sorry, guys. They keep pointing to him I think when he was speaking at the I guess the Stop the Steal, what the thing was called.
The ellipse.
Yeah,
when
Stop
they
the
were-
Steal rallies.
The ellipse, and he said you need to peacefully and patriotically protest.
Yeah.
They always
Yes.
omit that out. Always
Mhm.
do.
Always.
Again, there's a narrative case. Listen to what they say. These guys, these politicians, they hate you. They don't like you. They are tools. Use them as tools, guys.
Mhm.
Tools. Don't fall in love with Trump. Don't fall in love with anyone at all. They are tools. They view you as a tool to get power. Use them as a tool to push the agenda. It's very simple. It ain't hard. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Yep. I
Facts.
agree. So we'll see what the other candidates have to say. As you guys were talking, I was checking everybody's Twitter pages to see if anybody has come out. I mean, honestly, like the pledge means nothing to me. You know, you guys ever got a pledge of somebody trying to buy something from you? I'll believe it when I see it. Okay. It's all talk until you actually pull out of the race.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true, but it's to the people who aren't as well versed as we are. This
Mhm.
means something to them. Like the average
yeah.
voter, the average person paying attention is like, ooh, you know,
Yeah,
Vivek
no,
said
like I
this. Okay,
said-
we're on board with him.
Yeah, like I said, everything means something, of course. It's all
Yeah.
you know, very meaningful.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with that. Everything is, even, you know, what they're doing to Trump is meaningful, and what Vivek said is meaningful. Now, Chris Christie didn't say he was going to pull out. He just said he condemned it. So let's make that clear.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
You
of
know,
course.
so you gotta be paying attention. But ain't nobody looking for Chris Christie anyways.
They're not. Look, Vivek is grandstanding. We all know that. This is
Mhm.
going to get smacked down at the Supreme Court level because it's unconstitutional. He's
Yeah.
not guilty of anything. You have not found him guilty of anything. So you cannot disqualify him of something that he hasn't been found guilty of. That's insane.
Mhm.
And I gotta say this, yo, how did they come up and say he's guilty of insurrection? According to whom? You?
Public opinion.
What is this? What is this? Who public opinion? Who?
The narrative.
Who? Like,
The
man,
court of
these
public
guys
opinion.
need to be these guys need to be impeached. All of them. And it was 7 justices, guys. 3 of them said y'all crazy.
Yeah, they did.
3 of them said y'all crazy. 4 was like, nah, we're just going to assume he's guilty and then say this here. It's all good, baby. This is all part of the plan, guys. How you stick it to them, guys, and don't get it twisted. They're going to ballot harvest.
Mhm.
You better get good at this. Stop playing.
Liddell said the secret word. You just triggered and turned on all the Q-tards.
Sure did.
He
Sure
said,
did.
trust the plan.
No. Trust the
Did you hear
plan.
him say that?
Yeah, he pretty much did. Trump and the Patriots. Trust the plan.
I told y'all, man.
Hey,
It's all part of the plan, y'all. It's
it
all
is.
part of the plan.
And you know what? I posted something. This has something to do. Well, it does kind of have to do with Trump, but Lindsey Graham. Okay, he's another one. Senator Lindsey Graham. He came out and he said he's not. The last thing on his mind right now is impeaching Biden. Okay, and if a smoking gun exists that proves that he did anything, he'd be surprised. That's what Senator Lindsey Graham said. Like that guy. I posted it on my thing and I said, you know what? Helen Keller and Ray Charles can see the evidence that shows Hunter Biden, you know, did his little funny business. Come on. Like,
Lindsey
how
Scam.
old is this guy? Okay. Who are you protecting?
Lindsey Scam. Lindsey Scam is what I call him.
Yes.
Let's completely forget that Ukraine literally put out documentation showing bank transfers and the amounts and where they went to. Let's just forget that I think their AGs came out and did a whole press conference on Joe Biden doing exactly what he's been accused of. But that's neither here nor there, right? Because these are establishment Republicans we're talking about. They're never going to come out wholeheartedly against Joe Biden. They never will.
Oh no. These guys are getting rich across the seas. They are getting rich. or with this Ukraine stuff, they are getting rich, guys. Again, this is how you hold them accountable, guys, at the ballot box. So when you go vote, bring 10 people with you. 10 with you. 10.
They're gonna cheat.
10. They are going to cheat. They are. People always ask me, do you think that Joe Biden won the election? I said, I can't prove it. I have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm confused. If someone that actually had 81 million votes, he's not very popular for 81 million votes.
No.
And he's doing the exact same thing he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
So anyone that voted for Joe Biden, guys, you should be celebrating right now. That this is what he said he's going to do. This is what he said he's going to do. Open the border, right? Put everything, close down anything when it comes to oil and gas. You know what I'm talking about? All this, print to his heart is out. Inflate everything up. This is what he said he's going to do. Literally, this is what he said he's going to do. This is what he said. Yep, there they go. All of them. There they go.
These Supreme Court justices.
Trash. Garbage.
All Democratic appointed. Shout out to the ones who have a brain and they're saying, I'm not doing this. That's integrity. Let me not say have a brain. Shout out to the ones that have integrity enough to not do this, even though they may vehemently disagree with Trump and all of his rhetoric and antics. We need more impartial Supreme Court justices like this, especially at a state level, because they've been violating. They've been violating for a long time. And this doesn't get headlines. It's only getting headlines because it's attached to Trump. But state Supreme Court justices, especially in Pennsylvania, dude, they've been doing a lot of just disgusting, shaky things.
Mm-hmm.
At the exact same time in Pennsylvania, this is my quarrel with the Supreme Court of the United States. Pennsylvania, the governor changed the law, and then the liberal leaning Pennsylvania Supreme Court upheld it, which violated the Constitution. Well, the Trump team wanted to bring that up. Well, Mark Levin came out and said, "Yo, House of Representatives for the state of Pennsylvania, call a special session." They could not because the governor could only call a special session, so they couldn't do it. Then what happened is of course they appealed. The Trump team appealed it to the Supreme Court. Ted Cruz was going to actually argue the case for the Supreme Court. He's undefeated in the front of the Supreme Court. He's undefeated. He's been at 21 times undefeated. He said, I'll do it. No problem with it at all. Guess who did not want to bring it up? The Chief Justice of the United States.
Wow.
Yes, sir. You had Alito wanted to bring it. Of course, you know our partner. He wanted to bring it. What's his name? The black guy. The black justice.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas wanted to bring it. I believe Kavanaugh wanted to bring it, but it was Barrett. Barrett was like, "I'm gonna do what the Chief Justice said." You know, the three liberals like now, and then you had the other one, not Kavanaugh. What was the other one? Trump put up Barrett, Kavanaugh. Who else?
Oh.
The third one. He was like, "I'm just gonna follow in with the Chief Justice." They got scared.
Which one you talking about? I know which one you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
They got scared.
Was it a woman? The last one, Jackson.
Barrett. No. Barrett is the conservative woman. She's a conservative woman. Yeah. Kavanaugh, Barrett, and then there was another guy he put up there. I forgot the other guy because Kavanaugh was the one they destroyed.
Yeah.
And there was another guy, Gorsuch. Neil Gorsuch. Neil Gorsuch. No, I'm sorry. Neil Gorsuch was like, let's bring it. Kavanaugh and Barrett was like, nah, we good. Got scared.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a statement from DeSantis.
Okay.
He says, the left invokes democracy to justify its use of power, even if it means abusing judicial power to remove a candidate from the ballot based on spurious is that right? Spurious legal grounds. SCOTUS should reverse.
Reverse.
Duh. That's all I gotta say. Duh. I mean, come on.
But you know, look at this though.
I just don't
look at who's taking over the airwaves.
Who is taking over?
We don't see DeSantis nowhere. This is right now trending on Twitter. Well, there's DeSantis, but the rest of what they're showing is Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
He killing the game.
He played it right.
Because he made a
He played it
statement.
right.
These other people are making soft statements. He made a statement. That's why.
Mhm.
Listen,
I'm
Vivek-
excited to see what happens from this point on.
he a cold ass Indian
What'd you
dude. I'll
say?
give him that. He a cold ass Indian dude. I'll give him that. You know. Oh man.
Can we normalize calling Ramaswamy an American?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's have this conversation now.
Viddy V. I call him Viddy V. Viddy V.
Viddy V.
I do. Viddy V, boy. Yes, sir. Viddy V.
Tell us why you said that, Soonie.
Well, because I was having a conversation with Red Pill and Deontay. We were all chopping it up on Instagram the other day. And she kept saying Ramaswamy wasn't American enough.
Huh?
And I was just like, how? Right? We just got into a dialogue of me trying to understand like where she was coming from, how. And it was because she said he didn't have enough roots here because his parents weren't American citizens. And I'm like, okay, his parents weren't American citizens, but he is.
Yeah.
So what makes him less qualified? And it was
Yeah.
just the fact that his parents weren't born here. And I got off the live just like thinking about what she had said. And I started thinking about all the people that we interact with on a daily basis. Most parents weren't born in the United States of America.
No.
So many other people we know, their parents weren't born in the United States of America. The forefathers weren't born in the United States of America. They were immigrants that came over and formed this land.
Mhm.
So I was just like, if he is deemed unqualified for presidency, then that makes American citizens unqualified to even have an opinion on what's happening in America at this point.
Mhm.
If you don't have enough ties or enough, I guess, generations right here in this country. And I think we should normalize calling him an American, much like I think we should normalize Blacks calling themselves Americans and stop trying to separate themselves so hard. We are American citizens. Our first and only language is English. We were born in one of these 50 states, bro. It is what it is. We don't have no ties to no other land except right here. So
Yeah.
that just triggered a lot of thoughts for me. Like, then we got to rule out so many other people.
Right.
But remember, she said that about Kamala. So she was trying to be consistent in belief. I had the same energy with Kamala, though. She may have spent time in Canada, but Kamala Harris is an American citizen. She was born here.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
To me, that's ruling out so many people. Like kids who are born abroad. Like, are they less American at this point?
yeah. I mean, I think if you can't state why you don't like a particular candidate just based on principle, policy, whatever it is, then you really don't have an argument. I think people are just trying to be funny. I mean, obviously I say, I couldn't stomach saying President Ramaswamy, that's just me and my stupid thing.
Yeah.
But, I've said before, Vivek is, he's got his training wheels on in my mind. So I don't think he's ready for the task at hand that somebody's going to have to deal with when they take on this job. I think Trump is, right? Yes, Vivek sounds great. Okay. But you need to do more with me than just sound great. So I know Trump's track record. I'm good with it. Bring him back. That's my thing. I'm not going to hit you on the fact that I don't think you should be president because of your last name, or I don't think you're American enough. Listen, I would vote in an immigrant if I think you could do the job. I really would. If you could prove it and you got the track record, I really would. Come on. But that's not the case.
This is not a slight against Red Pill. I'm very close to Red Pill. We had this whole conversation on Instagram, and I told her that I disagreed.
Yeah.
We were just bringing this to the show because it ties into Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
And
It does.
this is a complaint of a lot of Americans. It's not even just her. I've heard several Americans say this, and I cringe every time they say it because he is an American citizen. He was born here. He may have an Indian last name, but the dude is American. He went to American schools. He learned English. If he knows a second language, then so what? He knows a second language. His parents are from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he's American. We're all American.
Yeah.
I agree.
Civil War is trending. I could say so many things on that.
It always is trending. It always is trending. It's never not a trending.
And the thing about it is, I believe, guys, that their goal is to drum up a precursor so they can respond.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That this is part of the plan, guys. You're gonna have to stay focused.
Yeah.
Stay focused, guys, because this right here was part of because they tried this in other states. They tried it in Michigan. Michigan shut it down. They tried it in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania shut it down. They tried it, and notice they're going into those swing states. Wisconsin shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying this in all these states. And then what happens is they went to one of the most liberal states, Colorado, and Colorado is such a gorgeous state. And I hate that it's liberal because they are destroying it. But this was a part of the plan, guys. They ain't playing.
I saw this as soon as Soonie said, I'm just going to be quiet.
Oh, I love it.
While this was posted by a liberal person, it is not far from the truth because y'all be talking a whole lot about Civil War and don't be doing nothing. But I'm glad you're not doing anything because truth be told, the majority of us are not really ready for what this means. Okay. All jokes aside, Civil War is serious.
People are going to call me PC for saying this, but I think I'm being very sensible when I do say this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what Civil War means? Civil War is not you fighting your government. Civil War is Americans fighting Americans. So do we really want to go out and kill each other over things that, number one, we don't control? Two, half of us don't agree with what either political side is doing. We don't. There are your factions of people they are not smart. I was going to say another word. They are not smart or well-versed in any of these topics that we discuss, and they are easily manipulated by the media.
Yeah.
But does that mean you get to take their life?
And truth be told, y'all ain't ready because y'all didn't even push back against masks. Okay. You didn't even have the balls for that. So, miss me with Civil War. Miss me with Civil War. Okay.
That was a good point. For real. I wish I had you know what? I'm going to download that into the soundboard because that was a fire take.
Seriously, like what Soonie said is correct. Like, is this what you guys really want? And then they're like,
fight the people you need to fight.
Exactly. And if you guys would be doing it the right way, we wouldn't be here. But y'all can't do that. So trust me,
it's not a physical war that we're fighting. So if you want to say we're in a civil war and we're fighting, I agree with you. We're definitely in a civil war, but it's more of it's a battle for the mind. It's a battle for the spirit. It's a battle for the soul. It's deeper than you picking up a weapon and pointing it against someone who is going through the same things you are. Whether we're Republican or Democrat, we are literally having the same experience in this country. And it sucks. Everybody is paying the same gas prices.
Yep.
Democrats don't get they don't get a discount just because Joe Biden's in office. People don't have jobs. What are you talking about? They lie and they conflate the numbers with jobs, and they don't say how many jobs went bye-bye.
Yeah. And for those of you guys saying, oh, it's just a war on the soul. Okay, well, yeah, I could do that. No, you can't. They already sucked it out through this thing right here. Sucked your soul straight out your body with this. Okay. Yeah. And if you don't think so, I dare you to put it away for 30 days and don't look at it and touching it. Y'all would be shaking. Okay. Shaking.
Withdrawals would definitely happen.
Withdrawals would happen.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably one of the ones with withdrawals. I ain't tripping.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
I'm talking about Father, help a player, Lord. This is not working well, God.
hey, I gave my phone up for 30 days, and I'm not gonna lie. The first week was so hard because you realize how much you do on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah, it's crazy. It's
it's all
crazy.
good. It's all.
Mhm.
I would just say this here is guys. What I would do if I were you guys is I would do this here is if you I would begin having good conversations with your local your local congressman, your state senators, your state house, your secretary of states, your attorney generals, and your governor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then of course, and to be honest with you guys, you may want to begin giving a qualifying if you want to give to Donald Trump's campaign because really they're trying to drain this man of his resources, but
Yeah.
he keeps
Yes.
For
raising
sure.
more money. He keeps
Yeah.
raising more money. I mean,
Mhm.
he's killing everybody and raising money.
Mhm.
And the Koch brothers, all the billionaires, they're behind Nikki Haley. They began
Yeah.
with DeSantis, and he sucked, and now they're with Nikki Haley, and she ain't doing no better as well.
Yeah.
She ain't.
I want to
Those
ask
are
Liddell about
drastic.
one thing. I want to ask Liddell about one thing, and then I do want him to stay on for the Kamala Harris video that you have, Soonie, because that was kind of funny. Okay, so I had mentioned earlier about a bill that Congress passed involving presidents and NATO. So Congress approves a bill barring presidents from unilaterally exiting NATO, and that was approved, I think, this week or last week. Actually, last week. This measure was aimed at preventing any U.S. president from unilaterally withdrawing the United States from NATO without congressional approval first. This passage came amid long-standing concerns that Donald Trump may try to exit the alliance if he returns to office.
Trash.
You know, you think it's trash? I mean, do you think that he's going to try to exit NATO? Do you think he would?
I don't think he would. I again, this is a PR narrative stunt again. So that's all this is. He's saying, okay, NATO is cool. I don't. He's like, NATO, you got to make folks pay. We're paying all this money, which is bad stewardship. Pay, and newsflash, folks begin to pay.
Yes, because he did that. That's what he did when he was in office. He started to make people were having to pay. Mexico, right? Yeah, so
pay. You can't want us to police the world and not pay. And but now that right there stopped the gravy train. That stopped the grifting train. The biggest grifters, guys, are these damn politicians. Notice how in Congress and the Senate, while they can trade. They can legally inside trade. They legally can.
Yeah.
And Raymond, you are correct. We are really NATO. Yes, we are. So if we NATO, y'all bitches need to pay.
Right. We certainly own the largest share. That's for sure.
Like damn.
NATO's a joke.
Yeah,
it is a joke. It is a joke. But to be honest with you, we in it. We in it. Yeah. We in it. Unfortunately, this was a bad deal by bad politicians. They don't know what they're doing. It's just my whole thing is I've never seen so many bad deals like this. I'm like the deals that we be in. I was like, what the hell is going on? Unless
I think it's because we're just not paying attention. That's what I think. I think for a number of years, a lot of people just checked out of politics. My introduction to politics at the tender age of like September 11th, I was 11 years old when I really got introduced to the dynamics of Republicans and Democrats. And even then, my introduction to it was very limited because my mom voted for Gore. And in my household, Bush stole the election. Like that was their 2020.
Yep.
That was their 2020.
And that was a lie. That was a big fat lie. Big old lie. But hey, that's what they do every time. What they do? What they do, y'all? Trash. These guys is garbage, man. These guys is garbage, man. It's just, man. I think this election is a prime time for the independents to become
Absolutely.
the loudest people in the room.
Yes.
Independents, those in media, those in grassroots, those have PACs, those have law firms, those have money. Begin playing the game. Put like this: Dan Bongino's his live stream every day. You know how much he averages a day in live stream? 102,000 people watch his hour-long live stream. 102,000 people. That's AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
Right.
Every day. And I'm like, God damn. Just think about it, guys. If we had someone in the middle doing the same thing.
Well, I was going to say, hold your horses, okay? Because I'm going to
Okay.
tell you something right now, because my husband loves Dan Bongino, and I can't count how many times he says to me, "Did you see this from Dan Bongino?" And then I have to say, did you watch Somewhere in the Middle about 2 weeks ago? Because we already said it. See, but the problem is y'all don't be liking and subscribing to the channel and sharing our stuff. So Dan Bongino gets to be the star with 102,000 people, the size of AT&T Stadium, not Soonie and Mo. Okay, because we say it before he does. Just FYI, and that's not a hater statement. That's just the facts.
Hey, based. I agree on some of the stuff because he be bringing some stuff to the table, and y'all be bringing stuff to the table, which is fine. I think Dan Bongino should be the FBI director.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be very interesting. I don't think he'd do it. But I think he'd be a great FBI director.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Dan? I know you're watching right now, writing down your notes for your next show. Liddell has endorsed you for FBI director.
Hey, Dan, brother. Anytime one woman, brother, just let me know. Let me know. Baby. But check out, it's y'all. If y'all could, man, share, subscribe. All things. Also, guys, you guys know that you can now live stream Somewhere in the Middle, guys, on Instagram. You know, guys, Instagram allows you to actually do it for free now.
From StreamYard?
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Well,
I'll be tapping in next Friday.
Yes,
I'll set it up before then.
Yes, sir. Yes,
we will be on Instagram.
How does it work though with the timer?
Well, here's what you kind of do real quickly, and Soonie can figure this out real quickly. All you would do is you can go to the Somewhere in the Middle Instagram page or one of you guys' page. You have to be able to go live on your page from your laptop, which I'm pretty sure you guys can do. Which is fine.
We'd have to do it from Somewhere in the Middle. I don't think Somewhere in the Middle would have like a timer. Soonie for sure has got a timer.
Don't even watch myself.
And then what happens is it gives you a stream key and an RMT key. All you do is you put that right into StreamYard, and there you go.
Super simple.
Friday show.
Yeah. You're watching on Somewhere in the Middle.
Cool.
Justice for Trump. I know the Supreme Court is going to smack this down. Nothing's going to happen. This is a witch hunt. I cannot believe I'm even saying this, but it's so egregious that I do need to say something. It's wrong. This is wrong. You're accusing of someone of something they did not do when Americans who are galvanized by these Republicans who tucked their tails between their legs that day wasn't out there supporting y'all the way they should have. So Supreme Court, direct your energy to where it belongs to be directed to. How about Ray Epps? How about Nancy Pelosi? How about the National Guard that was put on hold when the mayor asked for them to be there that day? How about the FBI that warned of this happening 2 days before it actually went down? Let's talk about the people who actually need to be held accountable and leave Donald Trump alone at this point. You're making him bigger than what he was in 2016, and the guy don't even got to really say nothing. He has to simply exist at this point.
And let's also just say, Sooney's going to say I'm saying something that only a Trump supporter would say, but Biden did keep documents in his house, which was a violation of the Constitution and was proven because he wasn't president at the time, and the vice president doesn't have authority to do that. So if you're going to take Trump off the ballot, take Biden off the ballot too. Thank you very much. Are you going to play the Kamala video?
Yeah, we got a funny video for you guys while we transition into our more cultural, entertainment related topics. But I wanted to talk about this because this is like the news right now and what's going on.
In the meantime, hit the like button.
This is Kamala Harris in her word salad. I don't know if you guys heard her latest take on what culture is, but I'm going to let Kamala explain.
Well, I think culture is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That is a bumbling fool. We like to talk about Joe and his incongruentness with reality and the ability to speak. I have looked at almost every Kamala Harris. I'm not joking to you. If you guys could see my saved videos, I have downloaded and watched every Kamala Harris speech. And this lady says nothing every time she speaks. Nothing.
I told Soonie, I was like, she's like that. Like when you're at the wedding and the wedding party's like totally drunk and they all have to give their speeches and like you hand it over to the one girl who's just been day drinking all day and she grabs the mic and she's just like, I just want to say I love you. Like that person, that's Kamala. Every time she talks, she just sounds like she's been drinking.
This moment in time, we need to reflect on this moment in time and do what we always do, which is what we did today. Do you guys remember when she did that?
We need to make a Joy Comes in the Morning.
We need to do what we've always done.
Joy comes in the morning. Soonie.
I used to think. I used to think that back in the day that she was look cute. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
No. I don't know what you. What, like when she was dating Montel Williams? When was she cute?
No. It was like when she was in the Senate. At times I would say, "She okay? She all right?" But as she been talking, I'm like, I must have been smoking on something because this is not.
Listen,
where's
your wife at? Where's your wife at? I'm gonna need her to hit you upside the head.
Hey. Even one of the greats has a doofless moment. That was my doofless moment. It's all good, for her, it's just like you can tell when she's BSing. She says, "I'm saying, yes. I'm like, we need to begin where we began, right? Because where we began is where we started, and where you started is where it's supposed to end, but it's really where you began. So let's begin to move on from where we begun, from where we started." Like,
in this moment in time.
What did you just say? I'm like, and I gotta talk about the black woman on there. She was like, and I'm like,
I know, right? Baby, and they clapped for her. They clapped for her.
Clap and said, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I said, Lord, I said, my children are not going nowhere, no university. Hell no. These clapping seals. No, sir. No. That is the dumbest. Well, I mean, literally, dumbest woman that I've ever seen hold an office. I mean, at least Pelosi can have a conversation with you. She'll say, you gotta vote to know what's in it. You like, right. What you just say? But you say true. She told the truth.
And yes, she's drunk half the time.
But she ain't trying to be like she's on school days. Talking about I'm blackity because I'm black, y'all. Come on, man.
Right.
This woman is trash, man. Come on, bro.
Well,
Come
we have a singing group who would like to send a message to her real quick. So I'm gonna play this so you guys can see. This is Kamala.
Lord.
This is for you.
To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you know in a box to the left. In the closet. That's my stuff, yes. If I bought it, don't touch. That's fine. Would you walk and talk at the same time? And it is my name that is on that mess. So remove your bag so I can call you, okay?
What country are they from? What kind of accent is that? What
Africa.
the heck?
I love that video. That is my favorite video.
Y'all, low key, I thought they were Hispanic. I thought they were Hispanic. I'm like, those are black folks. I said, oh my God.
I thought the one girl was Rosie Perez. You know what I mean? Like I looked at her, I was like, is that Rosie Perez? Is that a Puerto Rican girl?
To the left, to the left.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Listen, I was like, what is that? Trash.
Trash. Straight garbage.
Did y'all hear Kamala Harris try to explain equity?
Oh
God.
Hopefully, was it a better explanation?
Father, Holy Spirit, no.
Oh my God. If I could find that clip. Oh wait, here it is. I just found it. Y'all are so lucky. Whew. I gotta show y'all this. This is what did it in. This is what did me in. I was done.
Low communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. So we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity. It is our lowest income.
Sorry. How do you give equity based on resources? Does anybody know how that works?
No, but I'm sure she'll explain it.
How do you give equity? Do you know, Liddell? You the money guy. How do you give equity based on resources?
Let's lift up in the word of prayer. The Bible does say, pray for your leaders. And we need to go ahead and pray for her because she's just not.
I'm gonna bow my head. I'm here for it.
It's just, Father, in the name of Jesus, right now, touch her. Lord, there's a demon around her right now that is slurring. No, it's not slurring, Lord God. She speaks unwisely a lot, Father. Give her wisdom, Father. And Father, also, we pray for our President Biden, Lord. He not there. Lord, sit him down. He'll sit him down.
All the way down.
We're not to sit him down, Lord God. Let him enjoy his golden years, Lord God. Because right now he is not there. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Man. Amen again.
And amen.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. 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 Yeah.
I went to bed cracking up watching Kamala Harris videos. That's all I watched last night. Cracking up.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's got a compilation out there of all her stupidity.
The mall is open, but ain't nobody shopping. That's what's
going on. She just, and she must, and guys, and all of this is talking about inequity, white this, white that. I'm trying to figure out why have not all of the Democrats resigned? Why is Kamala Harris not the president?
Right.
Joe Biden's white. He should be resigning right now.
Yes.
That whole almost all of his cabinet needs to resign. Why haven't they resigned yet?
Equity.
Equity.
Again, why is Gavin Newsom still the governor of California? He's white. He's
white.
He's white. What's going
Get him up out of there.
Don't Black Lives Matter?
Right? Get all those white devils out of there.
Get him Oh, come on, y'all.
He said, "Don't Black Lives Matter?"
Man, come
Listen.
on, man. Come on,
I'm gonna take a page out of Vivek's book. I call on all you white devils in positions of power to step down immediately.
Bye-bye.
But again, it doesn't matter. It's rules for you, not for them.
That's
It's
right.
Machiavellian. It's
Rules
all
for
good.
thee, not for me.
Hell no. They're like, shut up, Giselle.
Who said that? Let's get into some entertaining news. This kind of ties into Amfest, which just happened this past weekend, I want to say.
Yeah.
I never watch because it's kind of cringe to sit and watch
Boring.
Republicans and conservatives circle jerk each other and talk about the same thing almost every year, which is the radical left is coming for your rights. We got a lot of things to talk about within the conservative movement. We're going to be talking about Rob Smith and his latest antics on Twitter, which he went viral for. And I think Mo sent me a graphic of him. Isn't he going on CNN to talk about this entire event?
He is. I'll put the video up right now. I've been on the lookout on his page because I'm sure he's going to post his interview on his page. But he did make an announcement that he was going on CNN to talk about this story that you're going to see here. So he posted this last night and he said, last night in Phoenix, he was at Amfest. I was confronted and surrounded by some white supremacists that don't like gays or blacks in the Republican Party. They shouted N and I don't know if I could say the F
Bundles
word.
of sticks.
Yeah. Flaggots at me to make their point. However, I served in Iraq. I'll never back down. I'll never back down in the face of racist and homophobic hatred from the left or the right. These are not Democrats or feds. These were all Republicans in Phoenix for a political conference, ignoring the hatred, racism, and homophobia that exists within the Republican Party. Is not the answer, nor is the answer for me to run to communists.
Oh,
Let's play the video. They're chanting gay sex. He loves this.
Gay sex! Gay sex! Yes, Nick Fuentes loves gay sex! No, he doesn't!
So that's when they're chanting flag it.
America first! America first! America first! America first! America first! America first! America first!
So there's the video.
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my rant out the way. It's gonna shock people. It's not what you think it is going to be. I'm going to be sensible and diplomatic here. Number one, it is a slur, and we use it as a slur, and that's what they did. They use it to express their disapproval of his lifestyle. Now, they're American. I can't tell them how to do this, but it's no different from what I've been told and what somebody brought up to me the other day. And I actually agree in a sense, than the N-word. We don't want to be called it. It's an old, antiquated word. No, it should not have power. No, it should not dictate your movements, your emotions. But people get upset when they hear these words. Now, we need to be honest about the America First movement. They are the fringe minority in this show. This is what I was told every time I posted a video of the Groypers calling me a monkey, Harambe, or referring to me as the N-word. So I think this movement should be consistent and not act like leftists and use identity politics and your race and your sexuality when it's beneficial to you to get some form of sympathy. We have spent years of our lives as Black conservatives telling people not to let words dictate them, and facts don't care about your feelings. Does he participate in gay sex? Yes, he does. Does he deserve to be called the F word? No. Obviously, he doesn't like it. It makes him feel bad. But we're talking about the groypers, not the Republican Party. That is doing a disservice to all the work that you put forth 5-6 years ago when you were trying to get everybody on this train of voting Republican. And now you're going to say that the Republican Party or people within the Republican Party don't accept you because you are Black. It would be more honest if you say they like a certain type of Black person, which is not urban.
Mhm.
But for you to make a blanket statement and say that the Republican Party doesn't accept Blacks and we very much so have homophobic people, that is leftist behavior. And I think he deserves to be called out for baiting people into feeling sorry for him because he had something that he didn't like done to him. I'm not saying that he has to like what was said, but I am saying that you need to be honest and forthcoming about what you're saying and don't go on a media campaign smearing an entire movement because of the groypers.
Right.
I'm done.
Because you're just being just like the left at that point. Yeah. And, you
Yes.
know, I was trying to find, you know, since we're talking about titles and labels, that he labels himself a conservative, a gay conservative. I was trying to find that video that we had showed on our show of him prancing around in his underwear with his
Yes.
junk showing. You know, he was doing it under the guise of, let me show you the outfit that I'm wearing today.
Yes.
But it was very inappropriate and there was nothing conservative about that video.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
And, you know, Rob Smith, he likes to show up at big events where there's going to be media and nothing else. So, you know, I put him in the category of David J. Harris. You know, he likes to grift. He likes to grift. He's a grifter. He likes to be at the political events when it benefits him. And when it's not beneficial to him, he is telling you or selling you protein shakes and supplements and prancing around in his banana hammock.
Charles.
Yeah.
Speedos.
Speedos.
All over social media.
Yeah. But he's rebranded his social media and he's removing
Of
things
course.
that aren't.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. One more thing before you go, Liddell. When you do this, you leave yourself open to criticism from the very fringes that you complain about, which are far right, very devout Christians that have no tolerance for your lifestyle, period. Don't call yourself a Christian and insult the body of Christ to want a wrath against you because it's wrong, right? And then go play victim. People need to look back at what these influencers post and compare it to how they move now. You are calling yourself a Christian. You said, I am a gay Christian. God loves me. He loves everyone. You are not God, so don't speak for him. Christ is love, and this is not a loving message. Number one, you tainted the word. You tainted the word.
Gotcha.
Please. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Liddell.
Okay. I'm going to comment on all four of these things. Okay. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Number one, you say I'm a gay Christian. That is an oxymoron statement. There's no such thing as a gay Christian. Okay. So you can't pick and choose what scriptures to follow and what not to follow. Does God love you? Yes, he does. He does. Does he love everyone? Yes, he does. But he is a righteous God. Okay. Righteous. Says you are not God. Sure, I am not. I am not God at all, period. I just follow his word. So don't speak for him. I'm not speaking for him. I'm speaking his word. Okay, so read his word. Number three, Christ is love. Yes, he is. But have you also, people tend to forget the God of the Bible that told you, go kill all, or go kill everybody, all the livestock, all this. Now, I'm not saying God is saying kill anyone. No. What I'm saying is we tend to look at God as he's love. Yes, but also loves disciplines. It disciplines. It's righteous. There's a standard. That's why the same Christ says a man should be. It says a husband. A man should be married to one. Should be marriages between one man and one woman. That's it. So you can't redefine what love is if you're saying Christ is love. That's Corinthians 13. Read it, and this is not a love message. what you're saying is not loving at all because it's unrighteous. He says, I can't believe you made me defend Pete Buttigieg. I'm praying for Pete Buttigieg, praying for him, and praying for you that your mind is transformed. Because what you're doing is you are eisegeting the text. You are picking and choosing what you want to believe in. And unfortunately, that is not the text at all. That's why God is the author of the text, not you. Not you. God does not adjust. We're just, I love what Dr. Tony Evans says. He said, God is right about everything. He said, and we're wrong about everything. So when it comes to Christ, he's right, we're wrong. I don't have an opinion. Whatever the king says, I do. That's it. No matter if I like it or not. Amen. It's real simple. So unfortunately, Rob, brother, in love, brother, I disagree with you 1,000%. And I'll be open to sit down and chopping it up with you one-on-one, Doc. Let's walk through the text. And I pray that the Spirit of the Lord opens your eyes so that you may see. Is that simple?
Amen. Amen. All this is doing is strengthening my point of the LGBTQ right being no different than the LGBTQ left. They will tell you, I accept the fact that you're a Christian and you have these beliefs. And then they'll slap you in the face and tell you what you just read in the Bible that you probably read more than he does, obviously.
Yeah.
It's right here. I know what it says about this lifestyle. I know what it promotes, and it does not promote what you are promoting. So when the right tells you that they are against the LGBTQ, you should go fact check them because they're not. This is a conservative pushing a very progressive liberal message that is not Christian or biblical doctrine. No, it's not.
It is not. Now, I would say this here. The body of Christ has done a crappy job in the past reaching out to people that are gay. They really have. A lot of them, the body of Christ has exploited their talents. I'll give you that as well. Sure have. Yes. I've met a lot of gay people that should not be in church choirs and should not be playing any instruments at all. They should be in the audience listening to the word of God, as well as walking with someone that can actually hold them accountable. And that same thing is for a heterosexual person who's having sex outside of a marriage. It's real simple. It's the same standard whether you're gay or hetero. It's real simple. Why? I don't have an opinion. That's what the text says. That's what the Bible says. It's clear. So yes, as body of Christ, we'll own that. Not a problem with it at all. But don't hide behind the indiscretions of past believers and hold it up as a badge of honor to say that you're actually correct, because you're not. And I have scriptures to prove it. You are not. And this is the same message for a person having recreational sex. It's the same message for a person that's actually have gay sex. It's the same thing. Sex, it should be confined to marriage alone. I notice how people never talk about abstinence. They never do.
Not anymore.
Why?
Me and Mo, it's crazy that you say this. Me and Mo had this conversation. I think we were either on Instagram or somewhere else. And I was explaining how the Baptist church, I grew up Baptist, is very supportive of homosexuality. I had gay ministers of music growing up in my church. Deacon Kemp, Jackie Kemp was an elder, and he was a flaming gay man. Openly. They didn't hide this. So I agree with you. The church and the body of Christ has done a major disservice to the entire population of America because we are presenting a false narrative of what God is and his character. This ain't it. And y'all can't get mad at us for standing on principle and purpose.
And I'll say this here. Yes, Robert. Yes, anybody that's part of the LGBTQ community. Yes, anyone that's actually having recreational sex. God is love. But let's define what love is. Love corrects. Absolutely. If I don't correct you or say this is a log in your eye, I should be held accountable because I know the truth and I am not telling you what the truth is. And I will be held accountable every single time. And so please stop using past indiscretions of the body of Christ as a badge of honor, because it's not, to try to mask your sin. And I don't think people understand the cost to that, to a recreational lifestyle, whether it is gay or heterosexual. You are adopting habits that are passed on to other generations. Sex is meant to be addicting. That's its function. Why do you think that when you're having sex recreationally, you okay with going to other people? You're addicted to the newness of the next person. Why? It's a fire. It's meant to be that way.
Yeah.
But you are misusing the tool, the gift that God has given you. You're misusing it. And I agree with Soonie when it comes to pastors. They got pastors up in the pulpits having sex with all the deaconesses and everything. Just straight trash. Garbage. I'm choir directors having sex. I mean, getting it in, but on Sunday talking about praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Up at the pulpit, praise and worship.
I've seen pastors that can preach you to your knees and then leave, go to a hotel full of women. Yes. That is normal when it comes to a lot of pastors that are out in what they call their preaching circles. That is normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Soonie,
normal.
wasn't there one that you had that you just told me about today that was having sex with kids or something like that? Was that a pastor or was that somebody else?
No, that was a transgender activist.
Oh.
A Democrat transgender activist that just got charged with taking indecent liberties and rape of a child under the age of 13. But
now I see. Go, Sue.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you guys know who Lexi is. Lexi has been a gospel comedian and singer for a number of years. I kind of grew up watching her. I followed her recently because she's funny. And I had the luxury of seeing her support everything LGBTQ. She reposted this openly flamboyant gay man doing the most, and she actually reposted this activist. So this just strengthens your argument of we are doing a horrible job as believers of actually holding up the standard. And it's because we're shamed into not holding the standard. That's also a problem.
Yes. A friend of mine that I grew up with, he's like a brother, right? He's gay. And he asked me, Liddell, can you come to my wedding? I'm like, no. I love you, but no. Why? Because my life is not my own. I'm a bond slave of Christ Jesus. And if he would not be here, I will not.
Yeah.
So if you want to get mad at him, not me. We're still close. We still talk. Yeah. That's my brother. But I'm going to always say, brother, I do not agree with your lifestyle. Just like if I'm making a mistake, please call me out. I don't want to do wrong. I don't want to do wrong. Period. I don't want to do wrong at all. Period. And I have to say this here. Just because it feels good doesn't mean it's right.
Mm-hmm.
Does not mean it's right at all. If that's the case, it feels good for me to slap you in your face. Don't stop me because it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
You see how asinine it sounds? It's how dumb it sounds. It's stupid. Yeah. That's why I love, who said it? Facts don't care about your feelings. No.
Yeah,
it's just not at all. But at the exact same time, Christ does care about your feelings. He does, but he will not adjust his righteousness for your feelings. Because the feelings that you're feeling itself, that tool is a gift from him, and you're misusing it. You're misusing it. So it's just I'm praying for Rob. I'm praying for Rob Smith. Praying for Pete Buttigieg. Praying for any LGBTQ people. Praying that the Lord reveals himself to you.
That's a word. Awesome.
That's a word.
Do we have anything else we want to run by Liddell before we move on? Before we move on to our entertainment.
Well, I got one thing. I got one thing to say to Soonie.
Sure.
I saw you on Sunday when the Cowboys got our behind, and yes, we lost. Got our butts whooped. Yes, we did. She for a split second put up choke boys. I saw it. And then she ran for the heels.
What did I
She knew
sing? I
was
sang a
coming.
song. I was up there
And
singing.
She ran for the heels. That's what she did. I saw it. I did. We need to pray for her soul right now. That's the Lord's team. You stop it.
The Lord's
See,
team.
I told you.
You watch it. You watch your mouth.
Now you just gave that amazing message
I did.
that I believe was inspired by the Lord, and then you just lied on Jesus. You lied on him and said that's his team.
See. You know what?
I don't think God told us any of that.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. I got you. That's love. She corrected me. Not a problem. So let me kind of call you out too. See, the text does say, edify your brother. Is that what it say? So how does choke boys? Every time you lose, she comes out like cockroaches. They come out and say, "Hey, the Cowboys have lost." But when they win, she went right behind the wall. You can't see her no more, like some cockroaches. It's just a shame. It's okay though.
Hey, I wish I remember what song I was singing.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. But Soonie and Mo, wonderful show. Thank y'all for allowing me to invade this again. Appreciate y'all. Soonie, wonderful job. Mo, hey, always doing a wonderful job. She said that's my Dallas sister. Soonie, she's somewhere across the seas.
I'll be home soon. Don't worry.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for the time, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right.
Excuse me.
Always fun having him.
It is fun.
I feel like we got very sentimental. And while everything Liddell said was great, we gotta ratchet it up a little bit over here.
Look at Mo.
Listen, yo, I have to be the one to say that because Soonie is the stronger Christian between the two of us. You know, I'm kind of a little lukewarm at times. You know, I'm just still working. Maybe Liddell should have worked me into his prayer.
No, I get you. I get you. Yeah. It did get serious. It got heavy for a minute, but that's because this is serious, right? Yes. And we can get to some ratchet stuff. I agree with you, but this is serious, and I care. I love Rob Smith. I want Rob Smith to repent. Period. Next subject.
I agree. The next subject that we're gonna put up here, you know what? I'm gonna do a Soonie reacts. You know, just cause we gotta bring ourselves properly back into the gutter. If y'all are sensitive, please go take a bathroom break, okay? Because you know, y'all know how soon. And thank you, by the way, thank you, State, whatever sound, for the happy belated birthday. It was my birthday on Saturday, and I appreciate all the love that I got. And Soonie sang to me. Happy birthday, which I replayed and harmonized over because
listen, don't tell nobody. True. May the Lord bless her real good.
Yo, Travion Cootie was at Amfest.
Oh God. I mean, I'm not surprised. She is right wing till she dies. That's 10 toes down.
She was taking pictures.
Auntie Red, what's happening?
Happy birthday to your son.
Yeah, happy birthday.
She always knows when to come in. All right. So, Soonie, on the latest episode of Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp, who you love, we know you love them deep down. They were having Coach Prime. Now, I think I kind of feel like after this subject came out, Coach Prime was probably like, well, first of all, he was probably like, don't ever bring me on with no topic like this. Okay, y'all about to tarnish my reputation. But you know what is funny is as soon as he his girlfriend now I think left him is what the story was. But as soon as they broke up, man, he came on this show so quick to talk about the most most nastiest of subjects. Look at this. I'm gonna play the video for you on what they said. This topic was funny to me. Queen. This topic was funny to me, so we're gonna play it.
And this is an absolute true story. I I put
It's a
this.
family
I put
show.
this on everything. I was having sex with
Yes,
this
sir.
young lady.
Yes,
Hold
sir.
on, hold on. Paint the whole picture now. Don't cheat me.
Yeah, don't cheat
cheat
me
me.
either.
Okay.
I want
We're
details.
having sex.
Details.
We're having.
You know what? First of all, Chad is like my brother from another mother. He said details. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you need to give me all the information.
Because he's feminine. But keep going.
But I still love him. Hold on.
Position?
Yeah.
You know, I'm the back.
Hey.
Oh, Lord Jesus. She ain't do it, but she don't know she
Let's
did.
go, bro.
No, she did.
That is out. Oh, and what I'm about to say is 1,000%
Talk to
true.
me, baby.
So she passed
Yes, sir.
gas. She said, excuse me. I said, that's all right. Do it. Yes, she passed gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then she
Yeah.
look back and say, excuse me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How she do it? Time. She said, excuse me. I said,
you
that's
right.
all right,
I'm
baby. I
taking
generally
that
make them
off, too. How
shit.
she do it?
Hey,
What?
she said, excuse me. I said, that's all right, baby. I generally make them shit.
Ooh.
Thanks. And this, it kept going.
Hold on. He kept going.
I'm with it. I'm hell with it, time. I'm hell with it, time.
Hey. Come on,
Both of
baby.
y'all nasty, man.
They talk.
Both of y'all
Hey.
nasty, dog.
Hey.
I swear. I
That's,
swear.
no, I know you ain't laughing. That's
go.
bad.
Fist bump.
No, don't do that. Don't
Fist
do.
bump.
Y'all ain't no good. That ain't Shannon. That's not that.
Huh?
Don't do that. Y'all,
Hey.
y'all nasty.
What you want? What you want me? You want what
I
you
like
want me to
that.
say?
First of all,
I like
for her
that.
to look back and say, "Excuse me," she just
Hold
should
on.
have rolled
Hey.
with it.
Hey, I gotta write that
Nasty,
down
dog.
there, boy.
You nasty, man.
I gotta write that down.
Don't even write that down. That's
Hey,
nasty,
so-
dog.
Yes, sir.
Bruh.
Dude, Prime was not happy, okay, with them putting that topic on him. Okay, so my question is not, I mean, if you want to react to what they said,
You want me to react to what they said?
my question to you is, has this ever happened to you during, you know what, has
I would
any
never get on here and talk about that. So I don't know why you asked me that.
Tell me nothing to slip down. Come on now.
No,
Oh
No.
Lord.
no.
We Liddell, I hope Liddell ain't listening.
I just want to say he alluded to the fact that he participates in sodomy.
Mm-hmm.
With I don't got nothing to say. I have nothing entertaining or respectful to say. And I've been taking the advice of practicing wisdom, and I'm going to utilize wisdom in this moment because that was fruity. Both of these men are extremely flamboyant and feminine. And every time you show me a clip, you solidify this thought in my brain more and more and more. And Chad had the nerve to say, fist bump, Unc.
Oh, okay. Wait. You know, I don't speak Deontay. What does this word mean?
Nihilism.
When nihilism is normalized, can you please?
Yes, Aleister Crowley, do what thou wilt. There is no rules. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Nothing, no consequences,
Oh.
no nothing.
Oh,
I'm gonna do what makes me feel good.
ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, listen. And Red Pill said only loose booties pass gas during that. Well, here's my thing. Like, I don't know if he was doing it in the booty per se, or if he just had her in the booty in the backdoor position, like meaning like he was doing it from the back. Okay. I will say this. There are some positions, okay? Like, have you ever, this is why I always say, if you're with your husband, let's talk like Christians. If you are with your husband and you know it's about to go down, don't eat a meal that's going to make you gassy, because there's just certain positions or whatever. You know, like if you just, you know, like when you try to burp a baby, you put it on his stomach. Okay, well, if you're on your stomach and you gassy, like, come on. What do you think is going to happen? Now, me personally, I don't think that's ever happened during, but I will tell you, when I was pregnant and I was getting up on the bed, okay, because Dave had this big bed. He had this big raised bed. Okay. I was pregnant and I had to kind of like run and jump on the bed. And Yes, I was pregnant before we actually got married. Shame on me. Okay. But I had never done that in front of him. I had never passed gas. Not that I had a plan to pass gas. I go to jump on the bed and one slips out. And I was mortified. Okay. Now I had clothes on. Okay. So it was like a filter in between me and the gas. Okay. But I can't even imagine you're in the act, no filter, booty up in the air, and you pass gas. Woo! That's like straight methane back there. Like if a dude, I'm sorry, but if a dude can keep on going after that, that's kind of weird.
Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco. I'm going to advocate. I have never advocated to ban a show, but they got to go.
Yeah.
I don't think this should be on anybody's TV, telephone, nothing. Y'all got to go. You are tormenting the public. I can't deal with another feminine discussion from big burly ass men. Do you know how bad it hurts me to watch him sit on there and be like, bro, like, how old are you? It doesn't bother me.
Does it bother you that I still love that show?
No, because you like what you like.
They need to go to the left. They need to go to the left.
Yes. I'm downloading that. And every time somebody does something crazy, that's going to be a soundboard. Bro, to the left. You got to go. You got to go. I don't know.
Right. I think it's funny.
That is your type of humor. That's your thing. Me,
nasty.
I'm just like, well, that was pretty weird. And I really don't know what reaction to give you because I'm clearly disturbed.
You gave me exactly what I was looking for. It made you hate the show even more.
Yes, it really did.
Yeah.
I can't.
Raven doesn't have a problem with it. He said, it's fine.
What's wrong with, are you trying to say flatulent?
Yeah.
Perfectly normal reaction.
It is a normal reaction. Normal. Yeah. I just don't know if during that, if like that would be like a moment killer. You know what I mean? Like, I think it can happen in any position. I don't think that you have to, I don't think you have to necessarily be in a certain position for that to happen. One can just slip out, okay, at the wrong time. Your body's relaxed. You might be in a weird position. I don't know. But look at Red Pill just keeps saying for loose butts. Red Pill, it can happen without you getting in the butt. Like you could just be flipping over or flipping whatever or getting down in the bed or even not even in the act of that. And one could just slip out. You know what I mean? It could happen. I'm just saying. I think Dion, though, was a little upset that Shannon made that comment that he made where he said, I usually make them. I think that was inappropriate. You know what I mean? So anyways. Yeah.
The baby's making her debut, guys. She always makes her debut at some point in the middle. Yeah. That listen, they need to be banned from the internet.
Yeah. So this is a big topic.
They say a woman likes you when you are farting in front of them.
No, I don't think that's attractive.
What type of...
There are, there are girls who do that very freely, and there's guys that like love that. I've heard. I don't think, ladies, I think things like that and going number 2 should be kept private.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like try to remain somewhat of a mystery.
Keep it to yourself. Please.
Keep it to yourself. If you can. I understand.
We don't want to know.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear. I mean, I don't want to hear. I don't want to know. You could. I could have gone the rest of my life without ever knowing any of those stories coming from those men. the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Hey, relax, darling. It's okay.
Okay,
next
so
topic?
well, let's just look at this. Okay, so I don't think this has audio. This is just a post, but Darius Jackson, Kiki Palmer, Darius Jackson. So Darius Jackson says he's repented and he has gotten baptized following the Kiki Palmer drama. He said, "There's a lot I can say, but not allowed to say. And at this point, don't even want to say. I will say, however, that God is and will always be your greatest ally. I have put my trust, patience, timing, and entire life onto him so that I can continue to get through the days. Lord Jesus has been with me." I don't know what this means, if it's an admittance of guilt. I don't know. But there was another post. Let me go back out. We got a lot of posts. There was another post, Darius Jackson's brother.
His brother.
Yeah, where'd it go? I had it saved here. Hold on one second.
You just passed right there in the middle. If you go back up, keep going.
Oh, here it is.
Right there in the
Here
middle.
it is. Yeah. Sarunas Jackson reposted an interesting tweet about Kiki Palmer making people believe Darius Jackson was violent. So we had reported this on our show, but he said Kiki Palmer is in hot water. She had the sisterhood believing her baby daddy was violent and unfit to be a father. He submitted receipts in court of Kiki admitting to not letting him walk away, her assaulting him out of desperation, yet the sisterhood sided with Kiki because of photos without context. That's what me and Soonie told y'all. Where is his apology? This happens to millions of men all over the world. They try to walk away. They're still called the aggressor. Cold world. Now, he had first come out and said that he was an abuser, right? And now he's back.
This is him reposting someone else's words, which
okay.
I don't know what this means. I don't know why he reposted it, but he did come out and say that his brother was abusive and he's always been abusive, and he alluded to the fact that he even attacked his own sister,
right,
and mom. So
right.
The only thing I'm going to repeat what I said when this whole thing happened. Kiki Palmer probably had some stuff in her phone.
Yep.
He looked and saw what he saw and
Yep.
expressed how he was not pleased with it. And he took the phone so that he can further investigate, and she played victim. That's truly what I believe.
Yep. Yep. That's what we said was our hypothesis from watching the little bit, or not the video, but from looking at all the still images that they had provided, on TMZ or wherever. But it's funny because there's a whole lot of this going on. And I don't know if you follow this whole thing with Croy Bierman, who is the wife of the Real Housewives of Atlanta star, Kim Zolciak Bierman. So I have been following this one pretty closely. They've been posting all the 911 calls of all their domestic calls to the police. Apparently they're going back and forth, divorce one day, not divorce the next. He's claiming she's got a gambling addiction that is completely destroying their family and their finances. And this latest video, it really kind of struck me, because after this video came out, they really started to paint Croy as kind of crazy. Let me just play a little bit of this so you guys can see.
Life, it's destroyed.
Okay, what started the argument?
I don't know if this one plays the full thing. So he's saying here, she's sleeping with other men. Our house is destroyed. Our life is destroyed. And it's all because she has this gambling addiction. So now they're painting him out to be the problem. So we've got that. Then we've got this one, which is the audio of Jonathan Majors telling his ex, Grace Jabari, to make sacrifices like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama argument reportedly started because Grace came home drunk. And this guy has now been found guilty of assault, Soonie? Is that what it was?
Assault for prying her fingers off of his hands, harassment, and another form of assault for pushing her back in the car when she was clearly touching him. I don't know how they came up with this verdict. Now, he was not charged with the more serious accusations against him, but he did get charged for those things.
Yeah. And I thought I had the video saved here. Hold on. Let me go back out because I may have saved it in the wrong. This should be all my posts, but I may have saved it in a different folder. No. Show stuff. I thought I had saved the video. So there was a video, and you may be able to pull it up, Soonie. I don't know if you can because you don't have the baby. There was a video that showed the actual footage of him in the street running away from the woman that it is accusing him of assault. And she's chasing him down the street. I think Soonie's going to pull it up, but she's chasing him down the street. So I'm not sure how they convicted him on this charge. But they did. I'm not sure what video they saw, if it was the same one that we saw. But yeah. So while Soonie pulls that up, I just want to outline yet another story we covered. That another example. So there she's got it pulled up right here. So this is him getting out of the car, right? He's getting out of the car. He's trying to leave. They're having some kind of discussion. He's walking down the street and she's chasing after him. He's running now. Pushes her away. It don't get more obvious than this. It does not get more obvious than this. This is kind of funny, actually. I'm going to take you off mute, Soonie, so you can comment. Oh, I can't take you off mute. Look at this, you guys. She's straight chasing him for blocks. He must have took her phone. Oh.
I don't know what he did, but to me, this is another form of how the justice system is extremely flawed against men. And I'm not painting men to be the victims, but in this instance, he is clearly trying to get away from this woman. He is clearly pushing her off of him.
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing leading up to this was she saw a text message come through his phone and said, "I miss kissing you." And she had a reaction and she took his phone and he took it back. He's getting in trouble and being charged with the assault because he took his possession back, which is his phone. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's crazy. For real, though, if I were him, I'd be like, why is she chasing me? We'll just throw this up here, but we won't comment on it. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so there's this situation. And then, you guys, a story that we covered on the show that I covered, I know on my channel, we talked about it many times on our show, is the Matt Ariza story. So he's now speaking out because all rape claims against him have been dismissed, which is no surprise because we never saw any proof. In fact, I showed a video on my channel of her bragging about the fact that she lies about her age, bragging about the fact that she's sexually promiscuous, and she was at the party. It was a video of her at the party that night, basically being interviewed, talking about how she lets guys do a lot of things to her. We're not going to talk about what she said because it was quite graphic, but this article says lawyers for the former NFL player and his accuser reached an agreement without a monetary settlement, meaning he did not have to pay her. He spoke to reporters in a press conference on Wednesday for the first time since the rape allegations against him were dismissed. And in the statement, his attorney states this week marks the end of the August 2022 civil lawsuit filed against our client. He says, this situation has changed me a lot. He said, calling the time since the lawsuit was filed in August a roller coaster while delivering his statement. Ariza, a former star at San Diego State and former Buffalo Bills punter, he says, my name, my reputation, this will be tied to me forever, and that won't go away. That's kind of the biggest thing, is these situations where women accuse men of this, their careers are ruined, even if they're never prosecuted in court. And I'm not saying that all of these situations, the women are lying. But it's crazy that, Soonie and I cover these quite a bit. I don't see a whole lot of channels sticking to these stories like we do, because we really do follow these stories from the beginning till the end, not just while they're a hot topic. Many of these stories end up like this, and there is no jail time for the woman who accuses the man, right? There are no repercussions of her. So of course, this type of thing is just going to continue and continue and continue. And meanwhile, this young man's life is ruined. He had an opportunity as a pro punter in the NFL, taken away from him. His mother, I believe, had to quit her job with the school district in Poway because of the amount of backlash she was receiving because of this story, because basically the public had convicted him, the minute the girl made
I'll
the
be right back.
Sure. So there's a lot of stuff. Another story I want to show here. Okay. I don't know if some of you guys follow the Darius Jackson. He is a relationship guru on Instagram. I'm sorry, on YouTube. And he went through a tumultuous Derek Jackson, a tumultuous situation with his wife, because after years of giving advice to men and women on how to behave, kind of similar to the red pill movement type guys, but he was, not necessarily tied to the red pill movement. It was found that he had cheated on his wife. Now, this allegation was something that he actually admitted to. Him and his wife did a whole video sitting next to one another where she basically said she was going to stand by her husband. They weren't going to get a divorce. Well, then they ended up getting a divorce. Okay. This was her on the picture on the left, where she's wearing this very militant looking outfit. This is what she looked like, okay, in the video where she stood by his side. And they basically proclaimed the strength of their relationship. Well, now she's posting this. Okay. So I'm going to play this because I wanted to get it from the beginning, but now she's posting this type of stuff. Okay. She was all churchy, and then her husband leaves her, and now she's posting this. So this is now how she decides to post the word of God, is looking like this. Well, I don't know how to feel about this, other than the fact that maybe if you were wearing outfits like this for your mans instead of outfits like this for your mans, he wouldn't have cheated on you. I'm not saying that his cheating was, excused, but I'm going to leave it at that. So there's lots of debauchery going on the internet. Have you guys seen this really weird video? I don't ever watch the Drew Barrymore show, but she had Oprah on her show the other day talking about the new movie, The Color Purple. And this was so uncomfortable for me. And you're talking to somebody who is a very, normally, I'm in people's spaces. I feel like this is how I'm going to be with Soonie, but she's just going to have to put up with it. This is different because Drew and Oprah are not close like me and Soonie, but this will for sure be me and Soonie when I finally meet her. But I thought this was very awkward of her on the show. So let's take a look at this video.
Available. I can do it. Something that I learned about you, because I didn't know this detail, was that you would.
So if you don't see what's going on here, she's holding Oprah's hand, number one. And with her other hand, she's stroking she's stroking Oprah's arm. Okay, as she's talking to her. I don't know. Like, I'm even feeling a certain type of way about this. Let's keep watching.
Would spend time with the audience outside of the show you
for
were
sure.
filming.
Yeah. Every day.
And one thing that I've done is spend time with the audience every day. And I had felt guilty for it.
No. It is necessary.
And it's okay that it takes extra time.
My crew used to be like, oh my God, how much time is she going to spend talking to that audience?
Okay,
No.
by the way, I
Oh my
promise
God.
You could tell at that point, even Oprah, who's all into this stuff too, she's trying to move away. She's like, well, this girl, I can't hear you.
What in the
Soonie.
world? If you ever did this, listen, at some point in the show, I'm going to say, why are you rubbing my arm? And then I'm be like, laugh. Like, can I have my
Right.
hand back? This
Yeah.
is weird. This is
So-
weird, dude.
And this is not something she's just doing with Oprah. Okay. So if you watch her show, she gets like this with a lot of guests. Now, I've never seen her stroking people like this, but she gets like in their space. She sits like this. Like I think as a professional interviewer, just sitting like this on a couch sometimes she takes off her shoes. It's just kind of, you're a little too comfortable. So yeah, Oprah just looks like she's just trying to disconnect her hand, but Drew is not letting her go.
Right.
And I'm gonna mute what they're saying because I don't even think Oprah's even listening to what Drew is saying because I think she's so distracted. Look at, she even like goes to use her other hand and
Switched hands.
switches it. And then she's back to the caressing. Look at now.
What is
Oprah's
she
like,
doing?
Oprah's like,
I would have put
trying.
my other hand on my cup, like, hey, let me get this.
Look at
Put it on my
Oprah's
other.
she's trying to use her hand. She's got her hand like this, even though Drew's got her hand like this. Oprah's
This is very strange.
now Oprah was interviewed and asked about Oprah was interviewed and asked about this and asked if she thought it was awkward. And she said, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm no body language
lying.
expert. She's lying. She's trying to use her hand and Drew.
This would be uncomfortable for any human, anybody, especially like you just said. If I don't know you, but I know of you and we work in the same, this would be like Candace grabbing my hand and rubbing my arm. At some point,
Yeah.
I would be like, can you get off me?
Yeah.
This is rather strange.
It really
I'm not
is.
comfortable with you molesting me.
It really is.
'Cause
And
that's
I think
what she's doing.
I think Drew, we all know Drew had a very rough childhood. And I think Drew is going through, she's left her husband. She's got no one in her life. I think she's celibate. Like, I think she's a very lonely person and she's just craving interaction. I'm trying to help her out. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You
I
may be
don't know.
right. You may be
Yeah.
right. I don't know.
I
You may
mean,
be right.
listen.
And maybe I'm just being too harsh.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, I'll tell you what. Like, if I was interviewing somebody, first of all, I wouldn't be sitting like that. But if I was like face to face and we were interviewing and we got into a moment where you were like opening up, right? And I felt like you needed like a touch on your shoulder or like whatever to like feel at ease, I would do that type of thing. But the continuous, like, she was literally like stroking her like a cat. Weird. Really weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot. This is like day drinking wine mom energy. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I actually agree with that.
Can you imagine if she would have started like stroking Oprah's hair? I would have been like, okay, now you're not going to touch my hair. That's what you're not going to do. Because
Yeah.
Oprah's got a wig on. Like, it's awkward to stroke somebody's wig.
She wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Hollywood is full of strange, weird people that do strange things. I didn't hear her ask for Oprah's consent. If I could just be leftist for a little bit. I didn't hear her ask for consent. I didn't hear her ask, hey, do you mind if I touch you? Can you imagine if a guy did that to a woman on the stage and he just forcefully grabbed her hands, switched hands, and continued to grope her? Let me not say grope, caress.
Listen, you could not be more of a leftist right now. You've done that. You did that so beautifully the way you
Yeah.
just slid into your leftism like that. That should be a question
Where's the
reporters ask
consent?
Oprah. Did you get consent
get
from
consent?
Oprah? Yeah.
Or
'Cause it-
or is consent a social construct? Does it only apply when it's in regards to a man? I'm just saying, this is how my brain works. You didn't ask for consent, Drew Barrymore. And I'm feeling offended for Oprah. So I think we should start a whole campaign
for Oprah
to protest in support of Oprah against Drew Barrymore. You know, she didn't ask consent if she can touch her arm or hold her hand.
Yeah. I agree. We need to start the hashtag.
Oh man.
Protect Oprah at all costs.
Protect Oprah at all costs. She's in danger.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that was Trump, it would be all over. If it
Um,
was any man, it would be all over the news. Any guy
1000%.
caught doing that.
Except for Biden, because he strokes people quite a bit and nobody says shit.
Oh, he can sniff children. He can do whatever he wants. He's like,
yeah.
he is not even held accountable in this reality for a lot of the disgusting stuff that he does. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He sure ain't.
Can I get you to react
sure
to this
isn't.
video?
Oh,
Can I get
yeah.
you to react to
Go
this?
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
want you to react to this just to make sure that I'm not tripping, because I think I might be tripping a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Actually,
Okay.
I have to move it real quick. So what I'm going to do is, since I can't show it on the screen that I'm trying to show it on, I'm going to upload it. Everybody will be able to watch it, and then you can give your thoughts and opinions afterwards, if that's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. This is what happens with tech, man. It's low-key annoying. Okay, that was actually quick. That was kind of quick. I'm proud of myself. Ooh. Look what I did. Look what I made. Okay, here it is.
Trump or Biden?
Easy choice, Biden. Inflation rate at an all-time low, unemployment at an all-time low, stock market's all-time high, First Step Job Act. He freed Kodak Black, freed A$AP Rocky, freed Lil Wayne, freed Snoop Dogg homeboy, not to mention, and got a mugshot himself. But I think I meant to say Trump. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to say Biden. I meant to be, yeah, I'm voting for Trump, not Biden.
Honest, unadulterated opinion.
At first, I was like, wait, did I misunderstand what he said? That's what I thought at first. I was like, did I misunderstand? Well, first of all, I'm kind of over the whole let's see how a black person feels about Trump. I'm over that narrative because and this may be totally off from what you were thinking, but this is where my mind went straight to.
Mhm.
Why are they trying to convince people of this? I know that there are black people that don't like Trump, but for the most part, black folks have been loving Trump.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
what maybe I'm missing something. What did you think? What did you
had the same
overreact?
thought I had. I said, why? Okay, number one, why is this necessary? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it happened at Amfest.
Yeah,
they're still asking these dumb questions to these social media influencers that are gung-ho about Trump.
Yeah.
But what stuck out to me was the immediate promotion of he freed some thugs and he got a mugshot himself.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like,
yeah,
why is this happening at CPAC? Not CPAC. Why is this happening at Amfest?
Yeah.
Why? Now they can't control what he's saying, whatever. But why is this still the ongoing narrative and questions that you continue to ask people? And why do black people keep running to this explanation for why you should vote for Trump?
Well, I was just thinking about it, and I think he on purpose kind of did that because if a Democrat was watching it, he'd be like, yeah, right, and then he's like, oh, but actually, I was talking about Trump, right, and then you'd feel dumb. Okay, that was kind of brilliant, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cringe to me. It makes me embarrassed to be a part of this foolery, because we don't need to do this.
Right.
We don't need to do this, right? And I also think we don't really need to make a big deal that a Black person supports Trump. Like it's just this profound thing that a Black person supports a Republican, right? I think there's a lot of Black people that would support Trump or would support a Republican candidate. It's not some like mind-blowing, like, oh my God, we cured cancer, you know, like a Black person supports Trump. Like I feel like that's what it's become.
Yes.
Or like if you find a Black person that doesn't play basketball, doesn't know how to hold a tune, doesn't whatever, you know what I mean? Like doesn't have
got
a
no rhythm, no
criminal
swag,
record.
no
It's like
songs. You know?
it's profound. It's profound. What? You've never heard a Tupac song, but you're Black. Yeah, or
you're articulate.
Well. Like I am over that. Yes. I don't know. Listen, maybe you need to check the type of Black folks that you hang around. But I'll tell you what, I have hung around Black folks all my life. I was born in a neighborhood that was predominantly Black and Puerto Rican. It was like even and even. And it was not a good neighborhood. Okay. All I know are educated Black people, even the ones that grew up in the bad neighborhood with me.
Yeah.
Have I seen uneducated, ignorant Black people? Yeah. But I've also seen white ones like that too. Okay. It's not profound for me to to hear somebody with dark skin color
Oh my
speak
God.
eloquently, right? Or have good grammar, right? It's not profound to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. And why they're and I don't like that there's some Black people that kind of like play on that narrative too.
Play into it.
Yeah.
Man. This
I
is
hope I
this
didn't
is
disappoint you.
No, you didn't. You're like, we're sharing the same brain right now. The reason I asked this, and I'm sorry, I'm like adjusting my mic. The reason I asked this is this is going to become a wider, more general discussion that I have in Instagram and on Discord when we start doing TikToks, because I genuinely believe that Black conservatives don't see how cringe they are. I don't think they see it. And I don't think they see, much like Rob Smith, right? This is a full circle moment. You're doing more of a disservice when you do corny, gimmicky things like that. Just turn on the camera and be authentic and be real and say what you think. And people are going to make their decisions regardless of what you've said. Like you said, I get his point. It was very crafty. Oh, yeah, I'm voting for Biden. He did da-da-da-da-da. And the person who's watching is like, yeah, you know, Biden did do that. I like this dude. And then it turns around, well, it's Trump. But it was the latter part of his statement of, he's even got a mugshot himself. To me, it's just like I said, it's an overarching, wider discussion of how we are viewed in society. And I think it could be a very helpful discussion.
Yeah.
I think it could help the Republican Party try to find some way to relate to Black people. Often I feel like they view us as a different species, as if we're not human. We don't have the same wants and needs and desires as the next person. You know?
Yeah. But
Like-
you know what though? Listen, I'm so glad you brought this up because I wanted to bring this up and I totally had forgot about it. But this leads me into what I was going to tell you. And you've probably seen it because I know your husband is a fan of Crowder. I think your husband's a fan of Crowder, right? So he now is doing this segment on the Steven Crowder YouTube channel called The Gray Area. Okay. And I think this was his first episode, maybe not, but he went into a Black barbershop to get a haircut by a Black barber. And he basically filmed the whole thing, but it was very unscripted. Like people were coming in and out, the barbers were there, whatever. And he basically just had a conversation like you do in the barbershop, in the Black barbershop. But the Black barbers were bringing up comments like or perceptions that they have about white people, right? And Steven was like, you know what? He's like, I've never been in a Black barbershop, but this is so cool because now that I think about it, white men don't have spaces like this, right? He's like, we don't have a space like you guys have to go to. And that's why you see a high rate of white males suicide due to depression, right? Because we don't have this type of thing. And so the barber was going into, he's like, man, he's like, in the Black community, we just don't do suicide. Like, it's not a wide thing. Like, it's not an option for us, right? Because we know if we commit suicide, we ain't going to heaven. And
you go now.
what was
for sure.
What was interesting about it was there was no narrative. Like in this video that you showed me, there's a clear narrative of what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
This was just an open discussion. Steven Crowder's audience is predominantly white, I'm guessing. Okay, I'm gonna guess it's predominantly white. And he's bringing an experience to his predominantly white audience who has a perception about the Black community and showing a different side of it.
Yeah. It's necessary.
Because it's necessary. And I think starting in the Black barbershop was a great place to do it. Because if you've ever been in a Black barbershop, you know, exactly. You know what goes, you know, there are awesome discussions that go on in a Black barbershop. Awesome discussions. And like, I remember I was telling Dave, like in the neighborhood that I lived in, the Black barbershop down the street, like there were dudes that were going in there to get their haircut. There was always the dude that just got his breakfast and his paper and went straight to the barbershop, and he chilled there all day like it was his full-time job. Okay.
Yeah.
He chilled there all day.
All day.
Right. All day. Right. And it's just like a cool environment. There's people inside, there's people outside. I remember the one on my street, they had chairs out front, you know, and you could be inside, you could be outside, just depending. It's cool. And I think it's cool. I want to give props to Steven for doing that because he's bringing something different to the table.
Look, more influencers need to do things like this so that we can actually have, and Liddell inspired this thought, we need to do more strategizing. Like, how do we really get things moving? Because it's easy to sit behind this camera and complain about everything. Complain about everything a Democrat and Republican does, complain about Trump, complain about the gays. It's easy to sit back and do that. But what's difficult is actually going out and reaching out and touching people and just talking to them, just simply talking.
Yeah.
We can talk to each other. There's nothing wrong with that. When I have interactions with white people now, I just give them the raw truth. Like, you know what? I think some of you are cringe and this is why. And they're like, what, for real? And we sit and reason with one another. But it's a moment to understand, and it's a moment for this side of the political spectrum to wake up and smell the coffee. Yeah. Because you're not going to win us over by perpetuating the same narratives that we're so-called fighting against. I'm not a criminal. I don't relate to a mugshot. I don't care that Trump released Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, A$AP Rocky, and any of these people. I don't care.
Right.
That has nothing to do with me. What I care about is my rights are still intact. I'm able to make money. I can retain my weapons, and the government is not in my business. That is every American across the board. That transcends a racial barrier. It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah. But what's cool is he didn't go in there just to talk about certain subjects.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't like, oh, let's talk about crime in the Black community. Let's talk about here's a clip from the episode. Let me just start it over. But here's a clip from the episode where you can see he's talking about a fat pride model suing him. Okay.
The fat pride thing is a big thing now too, where you're like, oh, we have a health problem in America, and then we're like, no, you can't say, doctors are not allowed to say you're obese.
You don't want to body shame you, right?
Body shame? Yeah. That was invented by fat white women in like 2018.
That's real talk. If somebody's able to attach a level of offensiveness, put you in peril of being ostracized and alienated.
Well, I got sued by one of those fat models. Yeah, because the problem is she was out there saying like, this is healthy. I said, no, your blood type's pudding. Like, that's not healthy. You said it caused her irreparable damage mentally. I'm like, no, irreparable damage is your liver right now trying to keep up with the enzymes that are flowing through your, like, it's one thing to be overweight. It's another thing to tell everyone, no, you have to say that everybody is beautiful and healthy. The problem is the lie. The fat.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff we talked about.
This is amazing freaking content. I would watch him go to any Black neighborhood and have any conversation And like you just said, you're showing this to your predominantly white audience. I like that he's doing this. This is actually amazing.
It was almost 2 hours, and I watched all of it.
That's fire. That's dope content. Shout out to Steven Crowder for even thinking of doing that, because most people they're not interested in that. They're interested in chasing a fancy narrative. That's not fancy, bro. That's just straight up conversation.
Yeah. You'll find these episodes on the Steven Crowder YouTube page. It's called Black and White on the Gray Issues, is what the segment is called.
Not like Drew Barrymore, no. Don't
Not
reach
like
out
Drew
and touch
Barrymore.
people like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Dude, that's fire.
Yeah,
That's dope.
it
I
is.
actually like that.
It is. I thought it was dope too. I was like, this is kind of interesting now. But
Now,
he's
Candace, you're gonna have to one up that.
You're gonna have to one up that.
And we wait.
That's
Tatum,
what I
Candace?
like. That's what I like. See, he's doing something different from the rest of the people, right? And this is what's cool about it, is all we knew of Steven Crowder before this was his show, where he can appear like a dick sometimes, right? So it's very easy to paint that narrative.
Yeah.
But now you're kind of seeing him out of the element without his people. It's just him.
Yeah,
it's just him and a cameraman and people, which is so cool.
Yeah.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, very dope. Speaking of fat people,
Ooh, what? Tell me. That just intrigued me.
yeah, I know you love to talk about fat people. So I saw a post that said Southwest Airlines will now offer free additional seats to plus size passengers.
You have to pull this article up. People aren't gonna.
Yeah, but that was the post. Okay, that was the post. And then I was just right now pulling up an article to read about it, and I saw this. It says that Southwest Airlines has maintained the same policy for customers of size for 30 years.
Oh,
but a viral
what?
TikTok highlighting it brought new attention to the accommodation in the airline industry. So,
wow.
Southwest Airlines first implemented its customer of size policy more than 30 years ago. But TikTok videos have brought new attention to it in recent weeks and led other airlines to be scrutinized. Okay, I didn't know this. I didn't know they had this policy. So people who are like, oh, I'm going to protest Southwest because of this, which I would never do, even if this wasn't a new policy or this wasn't an old policy. I think that's stupid. But basically, Jimmy Styled showed a Southwest customer using the policy, which allowed plus size passengers to reserve an extra seat next to their own free of charge. According to Southwest website, the policy was designed to ensure comfort and safety for all passengers. Southwest is the only airline with this policy for customers of size. It should be the industry norm. Flying is public transportation and should be more comfortable and accessible for all people, including fat and disabled people. First of all, for the most part, being fat is a choice. And I say that as a former over 400
Can
pounds.
I just say something real quick?
Sure.
They're putting
What?
fat and disabled in the same discussion,
In the
bro.
same
Like,
category. Exactly.
thanks for, I don't know, like, thanks for highlighting that it could definitely disable you. It's not it's a net negative, not even on society, but to yourself, because you're not healthy.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Yeah.
This is actually amazing that this is coming out and that you found this article, right?
Yeah.
Because
right.
most people will run with the sensationalism of it all when this has been around for 31 years, you said?
Right. 30 years.
That's crazy. 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 33. That's crazy.
Yes. And so let's put some context also around this policy, which is something I didn't know when I saw the headline, which just outraged me. But it says, Chansey, who is the spokesperson, said that Alaska Airlines is the only other U.S. airline that has a policy comparable to Southwest. Alaska's policy requires any customer who cannot comfortably fit within one seat to purchase a second seat, and customers are eligible for a refund of that second seat if the plane departs with an open seat available. Okay. So that's similar to the one that that Southwest has. Now, listen, I am fine if you have extra seats on the plane, right? Like if you're departing and you have an extra seat on the plane and you're a flight attendant and you walk by and you see somebody who is having, they're tight, they're sitting next to two other people. If there is extra room on the plane and you say, "Hey, would you like to move so that you're comfortable and the other passengers are comfortable?" Because there's nothing worse than being a person who has to sit next to somebody like that on a plane. But if the plane is full, booked full, and you are reserving seats for these types of passengers so that you can offer them a free seat, absolutely not. And I want to highlight the fact that I used to weigh over 400 pounds and I had to get a seatbelt extension when I fly because the seatbelt did not go around me. Okay. I am vehemently against that. Nobody's going to get better if we keep making clothes bigger, doorways bigger, chairs bigger, free airline seats. Nobody's going to get back. We're just enabling the problem. So, and yes, I understand that don't accommodate. And I understand sometimes weight is due to medical reasons, Shannon. So don't get me wrong, but most of the time, people will say medical reasons, but they're also eating a ton and not moving and not trying to do anything to fix the problem. That's all I'm saying. And again, I used to be a big person. So
we got to stop using I think we have to stop using the exceptions to the rule to explain the rule. Like you said, those people, sure, they have an issue that they can't necessarily control because of their health. But this is not the majority of Americans.
Right.
It's not. And
right.
I have a more extreme view on this. I've already vocalized it. There's no reason for me to repeat it because it can't come off as mean. Although my intention is not to be mean, but I think we should just be very honest about this discussion.
Absolutely.
If you get to have a free seat because you categorize yourself as disabled, then technically all women should have a free seat when they're pregnant or on their periods because we are experiencing some form of disability. I'm not comfortable sitting next to you while I'm going through my cycle. You open the floodgates to just 1,000 different accommodations that are going to come your way, and people are going to start using the Civil Rights Act, which says you can't discriminate against sex, gender, and gender identity, and all these different things. Disability. Just take a seat.
Yeah.
And if you can't fit, then maybe you shouldn't fly.
Yeah.
Maybe you should take a bus. Maybe you should travel by car. You should travel by plane. But don't
buy
put
two
everybody
seats.
else.
Or buy two seats.
Or there you actually I didn't even think of that.
Just
you should pay for 2 seats.
Because here's the other thing. If Soonie were to take sweet little oh my god, I just forgot her name. Avery. Let's just say you were to take sweet little Avery on the plane and she was, I think the age limit is 2 years old, right? Avery ain't taking up her whole seat. So does that mean Soonie gets a discount? She got to pay for a seat. Does that mean Soonie gets a discount? Or let's just say me and Soonie are sitting and there's a person in between us who is overweight. And now our seats, we don't get our room that we paid for. Am I going to get a discount for that?
Yeah.
See, those are all the exceptions when you start getting into making exceptions that come into play if we're going to be, what was Kamala's word, equitable across the board.
We need to offer equity and resources. I don't understand how we do that.
Because here's an example. If you ain't got the resources, hence the seats on the plane, then you can't offer the equity. You can't be equitable. You can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that we as a society we do an amazing job of sensationalizing and what's the other word I'm looking for? polarizing almost every subject we discussed
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have a nuance. You have to because it's entertaining. Nobody's going to listen to you talk about.
Right.
Let's just talk about the facts, guys. People aren't entertained by that. I just had this conversation with a few other people, but I think things like this, you can talk about the fact that they're offering this free discount to them and how it's not fair and da 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 da. You know, you're opening the floodgates. But when you make it seem like they're trying to do this to be woke and accommodate this new agenda of body positivity and all this, I
Yeah.
think that's when you lose steam.
Right.
So I'm kind of glad that this came out because it's like a kid about to touch a stove, right? Because you're like, ooh, a flame, and then your parents smack it away. Sit the fuck down. Relax for a little bit.
Exactly.
I don't-
Exactly.
I
You
wish
and
we
I were
would. I wish we would polarize other stories that deserve to be polarized.
Well, you and I were talking about this after when we had our guest on the show, and she was talking about her activism, right, with abortion and all this other stuff. We were talking about it, and we're like, you can never have that comment of abortion and you know, the life conversation, because all people want to talk about is the worst case scenarios, right?
Yeah.
The mental health, the rape, you know, but because everything in between isn't as shocking.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I agree with you. We got to get back to a place where we don't need to like blow things out of
proportion,
you know, out of proportion to make them important.
Yeah. They stand alone on themselves. This is just what the left does, bro. They make what is it? Don't make a mountain out of a molehill or an anthill. I can't remember how.
A molehill.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. We
Mhm.
make mountains out of easy hills that we can just crush like instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly. But then we ignore or don't make huge noise over things like this. I don't know if you saw this. This actually, I'm not even gonna lie, this actually pissed me off when I read it. Because we've been sitting here talking about Jenny Mai, Jeezy, that like this whole fallout, and to see her stop a father from seeing his child due to safety concerns over his firearms. Like, can we make a mountain out of this? Can we talk about the fact that women can go take frivolous complaints and make it seem like fathers are incapable of protecting their children without the state or a government or some sort of mediating element to, like, why do you need to do that? Why disrespect him? Why undermine him? Why make it seem like he's not capable of keeping his daughter safe?
Right.
Because you have concerns. Like, come on, man.
I
This is
mean,
common
listen,
in custody cases.
Well, but you know what's crazy is, okay, we're not going to pretend like Jeezy doesn't have a past, right? Thugging it up, okay? Because he does. So if that's what she's trying to say, then just come out and say it. But then also, let's just remember, you wanted this. Remember dark chocolate? You like a little dark chocolate? I'm not saying all dark chocolate comes with this, but you knew who you were marrying. You're marrying a rapper. You know the lifestyle. If that's what you're really concerned about, is the lifestyle he's in, or the people he's around that might be involved in things that are he's not necessarily involved in, but he's exposing to, right? If this is what you're concerned about, then just come out and say that. But let's take responsibility with the fact that you didn't see anything wrong with this man or have any safety concerns prior to him saying your marriage was over. Okay, so let's just stop the cap right now. Let's just stop the cap right now. I just think that it's insulting. Okay. It is insulting and it's disgusting that now she's claiming to, you know, because he basically came out and said she's gatekeeping our daughter and she's not allowing me to see her, which is terrible. It's completely terrible that this is what happens in these custody cases. And if you watch all of Jeannie Mai's, you know, videos prior to them having this separation and ultimately a divorce, Jeannie Mai did nothing but tout him as an excellent father, which I'm sure he is. I just think it's disgusting that it gets to this. And she's everything that's wrong with the world. I'm gonna read what this Soonie's back. So she's got the post up here. You came in just in time.
I'm back. Sorry. I had to make sure the baby was situated. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to read this because this is why I brought this up. According to court documents, Jeannie Mai is refuting the claims that she's keeping her daughter away from Jeezy. The documents show that Jeannie, however, has voiced concerns about Jeezy's firearms and the safety of their child. In the documents, Jeannie's attorney says, it is essential to clarify that Ms. Jenkins is insistent on reasonable safety measures being put in place, such as safely securing and locking away all firearms that have been unsecured in the past, which she probably had no issue with them being unsecured in the past when she was in the picture, which leads me to believe that she has a severe control issue, which is what most women suffer from, as well as having familiarity and properly trained caregivers is absolutely not gatekeeping, but rather a responsible effort to prioritize their daughter's well-being. Jenny says she gives Jeezy all the dates he requests to see their daughter, including some extra time this Christmas season. And she says she wants Jeezy's presence in their daughter's life, but safety is her primary concern. To me, I feel like that is extremely disrespectful.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I know that the law, I think in Atlanta is, you can have firearms as long as they're kept safe, right? In my home, this is the law here too. In my home, there's a firearm. Well, I'm not going to say where they are, but they're all over the place. Do we have things locked up? Obviously, because you're not going to have every weapon you own just laying around. But we do have weapons in strategic places in case we need them. Because the reality of it is, especially if you're somebody like him, a public figure who I'm sure people stalk and try to break into your house or whatever. Yeah. If you're laying in bed and you hear somebody come into your house, you ain't got time to go into the safe. Okay. So if he's probably like me, I got one right next to the bed. I got two next to the bed. And I got a knife hidden in a place where I can grab it with my eyes closed. Okay.
Yep.
So I think that should be commended. Just teach your child gun safety, right? My kids don't go around looking for guns. And if there's somebody coming over, obviously we're not leaving things out. But, whatever.
It's just mighty convenient that she now has all these safety concerns. And I'm more than welcome. And I give him the days that he requests, and I even gave him some extra, bro, transparent moment. I was separated from my husband for almost a year. Never once did he have to ask me, babe, can I get the kids? Never
That's
once.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
He would text me, hey, I'm taking the kids out of town. Exactly. I'm taking the kids out of town. Can you have them ready? Sure. Hey, I have work this week and I can't take the kids. We never asked each other. It was more of a, we're both parents. You get your time. I have my time. But what I did not do was ever make it an option or make it seem like he had to go through me to get to his children, because he didn't.
Right.
We both created them.
Right.
That is asinine and it's completely disrespectful. And it undermines the father's presence in their children's lives. There is no, I'm going to give you time and some extra time. If it's, I'm taking the kids for an extra day this Christmas, we got this and this going on. Okay. It's Christmas. You probably have the majority of the time with her anyway.
Yeah.
If we're being honest. I hate the fact that men have to set up visitation for their children.
I agree.
Dumb. Those are their children.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I agree. I agree with everything. That's exactly when you stepped away. I said almost everything you just said. That's
nuts.
Yeah. We're on the same
Women get
page.
away with this 24/7. 24/7. Let's make a mountain out of this, please.
Yeah.
Advocate for men to stop having to go to court to have access to their children. And advocate for women to be actual women And understand, if y'all separated, it's because you're separating from each other. You didn't separate the children. That's not what you're doing. God, we're making bitter kids.
Yeah. And you don't get the luxury. Okay. This is the other thing is once you do enter into an arrangement where you make a human being together, the luxury you have of just being able to come and go when you please does not exist. Okay. You are a parent first, and the other person is a parent first. So that arrangement doesn't do anything unless there's some type of like true danger, like this other person is like put you and your child in danger. But this man hasn't put his child in danger. Like I was saying earlier, she used to brag about what a great father he was.
Yep.
Never was prior to this divorce did I hear her voice any concerns about weapons.
Yep.
In fact, I'm sure she probably felt like a badass walking around with Jeezy and he when he was strapped. That probably turned her on. Okay. Now it's a problem.
Because it's safety.
Now
That's
it's a problem.
what we crave as women. Protection, provision. That is instability. Ew. I just wanted to talk about that because it kind of segued into like the overarching discussion of what is really important. Is sitting here talking about seats on an airplane that's been doing this for 30 years really important? Does it matter? Or should we be really trying to make strides to change the justice system, to try to change custody battles? Like, we don't really have many people writing legislation that matters. I don't know if you noticed that. Even legislation that's introduced, it's always
writing hot topic
social
legislation.
issue. Yes. What happened? Why are Americans just so bogged down and idiotic now?
Because Soonie, I told you this thing that's got a hold on them. This has told you what to be excited about. I'm telling you, like me and Soonie were having this conversation today. It's so interesting to me. And this is how I know we are truly making an impact, even though we don't have the 102,000 followers or viewers that Dan Bongino has every day, right? Dan Bongino has those because he's talking about all the things that you guys want to hear, and he's screaming and yelling, and he used to work for the Secret Service and I don't know what else, right?
Yeah.
But as much as Soonie and I just covered a gazillion topics where we are pointing out how evil women are, do you know that over 70% of our viewers are women our age? What does that tell you? That tells you that even though we're calling y'all out all the time,
they still watch.
Slapping up the repeal the 19th, y'all are interested in this because y'all are interested in this because somewhere down the line, you allowed yourself to be convinced that you need to be a certain type of way, and you decided to blame it on men. Okay, you decided to say, well, it's a man's fault that I have to pay all the bills and support myself and be a boss ass bitch. And I got to do this. And I got to take care of everything. I got to run my entire household and then some. Okay. It's a man's fault that you became that way, but it's actually your fault. It's actually your fault. So over 70% of women that are watching us right now, don't let this thing convince you that a man made you the miserable person you are today. You did that to yourself.
Yes. You really did.
Just saying.
Women shoot themselves in the foot all the time. I do it within myself in my own home. I think I told you this. So my son's grades had dropped below to what's required, right? You get a D, that's it. You're not doing sports. You're not doing any of the things that you enjoy doing because you clearly lost focus to what's important. So me and my husband are always on the same page with 99% of things. There was this 1% of me that was so emotional because we were sitting down to go watch a Christmas movie as a family. And I was getting everything ready. I'm making popcorn, I'm setting things up, and I'm like, all right, let's go, y'all. And he was like, nah, you need to get in there and work on that. Do some schoolwork, work on something, read a book, do something. And I had a meltdown. Like when I tell you deep down in my soul, it just felt morally wrong to do something as a family and my son wasn't there. I
Yeah.
was beside myself.
Yeah.
I was in here crying. My husband's hugging me. He's like, dude, I get why you're upset, but he has to understand what it means to fail.
He has to learn.
And to be left out of something, because when he gets older and you just sat here and coddled him and everything, he's not going to be able to equip his life. And on top of that, he's a man. You need to let me raise a man.
Yeah.
I would have, if I would have kept arguing and kept doing all this extra stuff, I would have shot myself in the foot, because my son is about to be 18 in 6 years.
Yeah.
We have 6 years with him until he's an adult and he's going to go do his own thing. Can you imagine if I just constantly overstepped rules and regulations set in place?
Yeah.
My kid is going to grow up to be a menace.
Well, and you know what's crazy is I had a male friend of mine say to me, he's married and he has kids, and he said, the worst thing my wife can do is when I am trying to parent my children as a father, to come in between that.
Yep.
Let that sink in, because that's hard for us mamas, right? Like sometimes we want to be like, oh, aren't you being a little bit too tough? And, does it really have to go to this extent? Like, do you really have to, can we just maybe tomorrow when nobody's doing anything, can we punish him then? But like, allow him to spend time with the family. To do that, I understand having a conversation like on the side privately away from the children, but to do it in front of the children, it's a no-no. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, we had our conversation, and girl, I was beside myself. I was so emotional. I'm like, this just feels morally wrong. And this is funny because my husband's not emotional. Mo gets to hear our interactions all the time. He's not emotional.
Girl. He
is.
I get like when Kyle, when he speaks, like when we're on the phone and I hear him speaking to you, I'm like I'm quiet. I'm like, oh God, Kyle's speaking. Let me be quiet. Like I don't be like,
you do get quiet. Now that I think of it.
I don't even like even if I hear him say something and I got 2 cents to chime in, I don't say shit. I say it to Soonie after he's done saying what he's saying, but I don't even interrupt. Okay. He just has that.
He's a very stoic man. He says what he means and he means what he says, and that's it. You can't manipulate him with emotions. He's a very logical person. But it felt so safe. And it was amazing for him to be like, listen, I know you are emotional, but I'm doing what I think is right. And I need you to get on board. He was talking to me like a whole kid.
Soonie, that's why when you want to be emotional, you call me, because Kyle ain't having it.
He's not. No, this was the first time where I was like, oh my God. And you know what? I was about to sit out because I'm like, I am not watching a movie if my son is there. I was firm. I had my moment. I cried. I got it out. And then I was like,
I'm proud of you.
He's right. He's right.
You didn't even call me or anything.
I didn't. No. I had my moment and I just got it together. And I was like, you know what? You are going to sit here and write this essay. You are going to sit here and study, and you are going to sit here and do some work.
Yeah.
And he did his whole paper by himself. I helped him. And I went to go watch the movie.
Yeah.
The part of me that felt like I was going to fall apart, moms, you all understand this, completely dissipated.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fall apart. I didn't die. My kid didn't feel like I didn't love him anymore. Life went on. And guess what? He got an amazing grade on all of his work.
Yeah.
Because dad said, nah, you about to do this work. You're not playing football. And now he's got passing grades.
Yeah.
Bro, listen to your husbands. Okay.
Yeah.
Because 100% of the time they're right. Just saying.
Yeah. 100%. And get you a friend like Mo, who when you call her because you want to be emotional, she doesn't feed into your emotion and be like, Soonie, he's so wrong for that. You better tell him to go get that little baby out of. No, Mo's like, you better listen to Kyle. You better listen to him. We're gonna be both in trouble.
I was falling apart, y'all would have been like, bro, I was emotional. My kids is something different.
I know.
That's different.
Trust me.
You can't mess with that. A whole nother
know.
side of me is gonna pop out.
I know. I'm the same way, dude. I could be like super hard and stoic when it comes to everything, but when it comes to my kids, oh my gosh, I'm a mess. And
They put on the
after-
smile, the soft voice. They know exactly how to say something to you to get what they want. You're like, okay, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
And my husband be like, Brad, what are you doing? Did they brush their teeth? Because kids will skip out of all hygiene. Did you brush your teeth? Did you read? Can we check your grades? Me, I'm just like, yeah, let's go have fun. I'm gonna go do stuff.
No, Soonie's like when the kids wake up, she's like, I love when you wake up. You're so cute. And then she's like, Mo, this is Soonie, y'all. Y'all think Soonie's like this little badass. She's like, Mo, I love waking them up in the morning. And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, dude, because Soonie's kids are little and cute. My kids are like adults. So when Soonie's talk about, I love looking at the first thing I get to see is their little face. I love that. It's my favorite part of the day. They're so innocent. They're so happy. And I'm just like, oh gosh. So I just feed into it because I'm looking at my kids like, are you gonna leave my house yet? Because I'm sick of you.
They do. They make my morning, bro. Oh my gosh. I love my kids. I'm a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
I really am. I am a huge softie. I'm not easily wounded, but when I am wounded, bro, it hurts.
And it
It
always has
hurts.
to do with her kids.
Always.
Yeah.
Nobody else can get to me like they can. Well, my mom, let me take that back. My mama be getting under my skin, but I'm learning how to balance that too.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break from each other for like 6 months and I'm going to come back and pop out and be like, hey, how you doing?
You know what trips me out though is like how you go so quickly, like, whenever like it's just you with the kids and like they mess up and you're just like, what are you doing? You need to go get dressed. You haven't done anything I've asked you to do. Like I'll hear her say all that to the kids. Like, I haven't heard you do anything I asked you to do. You haven't put lotion on, you haven't brushed your teeth. It's almost time for school. Like you'll hear her go through all that. And then the kids will come in the kitchen to eat and say something. As soon as he's like, they're so cute. I'm like, what? I was like, what do you mean they're so cute? Nah, they stay ugly until they don't mess up no more. That's my
Dude. They're just, man, every mom, every parent brags on their children, but it's different when your kids are actually good kids. My kids don't disrespect me. My kids don't walk around and say, shut up. They say, please. They say, thank you. They have structure. So it's just different. I see other people's kids and I'm like, bro, your kids are bad. I would not tolerate what you tolerate. I would have, I don't even believe in hitting, but you would have got popped.
Right.
Because I'm going to snatch you up and get you together. Ain't no way. A lot of kids are bad. So I'm just grateful that I have sensible children that aren't tainted by this world as of yet, because at some point they will be, but I think they'll be fully equipped to deal with it. They will. Like Mo's son, bro, I'm in awe of him all the time. I'm 33 and I love having conversations with him because he's wise beyond his years.
He is a cerebral thinker like you are. Non-emotional, very logical, completely opposite of me. But I tell you what, I would write that kid $1 million check if I had it. Like that's how charming he is. Like if he wasn't my child, I would have anything to do with him because he would just annoy the shit. He's like, it's like I gave birth to Deontay. You see what I'm saying? It's like if I gave birth to Deontay, that's my son. He's very smart, uses big words, makes me feel like I don't know shit, even though he's my child. But yeah.
Oh, snap.
Oh man.
Did you hear about Charleston White?
I was too busy watching Charleston White get interviewed by Jesse Lee Peterson, and that shit was hilarious. That I heard something about him abusing animals or something.
He got arrested for, hold on, I have it pulled up right here. This fool got arrested.
He's so weird though. That Jesse Lee Peterson interview with him, I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Look at him. Look at him.
that's the funniest mugshot I've ever seen in my life.
You ain't shit.
Why
You ain't
is
shit.
Charleston
White arrested on cruelty to animal charge and 2 aggravated assault with deadly weapon.
What did he do exactly? I want to know.
No one knows. We just know he got arrested. I'm waiting for the full story to come out.
Because see, here's my thing about it.
I don't believe this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
I mean, clearly Charleston White doesn't live amongst minorities, okay? Because if he did, you'll never we need to look up
You ain't
stats.
shit for that.
Listen, no, I'm just saying, look up stats on how many cruelty to animal reports there are in certain communities, Hispanic, Black communities, right? We don't report stuff like that because y'all, everything we do is cruelty to animals. Okay. You will never in a Hispanic, like in a real Hispanic home. I'm not talking about in the ghetto. Okay. In the ghetto, you ain't never gonna see no dog bowl, water bowl. Okay. Dog bed. And some people might look at that and be like, that's cruelty to animals, but we don't even you don't really have animals in the house. Like you just let them roam around and they eat out of the trash. And every once in a while you might throw something in their direction. We don't take them to the vet. Dude,
we don't take them to the vet.
No, dude. Somebody was in my inbox the other day and they were like, have you gotten this whatever vaccination for your animal? And I was like, I have had animals all my life and not one of them has ever gone to the vet. Okay, they got their whatever, at the pound immunizations.
Yeah.
But
After
never,
that?
ever. No. The only time I took one to the vet was when we had to amputate his leg because I couldn't do that shit myself. But let me tell you something. That's it. Okay. They go and people are like, oh, I'm taking my cat to the vet because his eyes are a little watery. I'm like, shit. I'm gonna rub that with a damn cotton ball and be on my way.
Girl, somebody said that about my cat. They're like, oh, it was Chad. Why is his eyes watering? I said, he all right. Then one day she said, do you like animals? And I was like, I love my cats. What do you mean? They don't need to be treated like royalty. My cats, look, my cats have a mini mansion out there, okay? They got a big old cat house. That whole area is theirs. That is their domain. They lay on the couch whenever they want, and they come get affection whenever they want. What more do animals need? Honestly.
Right.
I don't believe these charges. I just don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you live in the hood and you got an animal that you love and something's wrong with it, you put the animal in the car and you drive it to the nearest white neighborhood and you drop it off there and hope that some nice white people pick it up and take it to the vet. That's what happens. Am I wrong or am I? Come on.
Hey, Red Pill said facts, Mo.
I'm telling you, that's just what happens.
Facts. He's staying in Fort Worth. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Some white people called him. They called 12 on him.
They called.
He was probably out there. He was probably out there beating the dog. He did something wrong. I'm going to get you.
He probably kicked the dog. The dog was probably getting something. He probably kicked the dog. Seriously.
Assault with a deadly weapon. I can't wait to hear him come out and tell the story. I only want to hear it from him. I don't want to hear a secondhand story. When he gets out, he is addicted to social media. He is going to talk about what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
I promise y'all. He ain't going to let us sit in despair and wonder. He ain't going to be like Jamie Foxx.
No, he's not. He says, yeah, he says dude, he said, Charleston White says too much. Dude, he had Jesse. I had never seen Jesse speechless. It just was like, I ain't even going to take this interview any further with any questions, but he had Jesse like that.
Speechless.
He was saying the most. Yeah, he was just saying the most outlandish stuff. You know what I mean? He was saying the most. I don't remember exactly, but he was talking about something with his wife, and he was like, "Are you the head of the household?" And he was like, "Of course, I'm the head of the household." He was like, "Shit." He's like, "That bitch better do whatever I say." And normally Jesse would just be like, and then right after that, Jesse's like, "Are you a Christian man?" He's like, "Hell yeah, I'm a Christian man." And it was just a total contradiction to everything he just said, but. Jesse didn't even call him on it. He was just like, this is funny. Like Jesse found it funny. It was hilarious.
Oh, actually, here's a video. We get to hear from Charleston White what actually happened. Listen, the reason that I think that this is a ploy is because he said when I was walking around with a bow tie and I was speaking proper and I was going to these and I was advocating and I was going to these meetings writing legislation, y'all didn't pay attention to me. But now that I act like a nigga, I got your attention and you're watching. To me, I feel like this is just him acting like a nigga because this is what people expect from him. I just don't buy it. I don't. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
So, one thing about me, my nigga, I'm a fighter. And I done fought the police before. I done fought in court before, and I ain't never lost. I know how to go pick the right attorney. I know how to go get the right attorney, my nigga, and pay that attorney well. Don't go trying to put no low down payment. Come in with a big down payment. Nigga, I took $5,000 as soon as I found out I had the warrants. Went in with $4,000 in my pocket to give it to him. Because he gonna make the bond and I pay him when I get out, but that $4,000 for him.
Yeah.
Nah, homie. And guess what? Because I got arrested, I'm bigger than what I was before I got arrested. I'm bigger than I ever been before.
See what I mean? Listen to what he's saying.
Oh, now my nigga. I'm bigger than I ever been before. So guess what? More money and more problem, but I don't give a damn. Long as the money keep coming. I don't give a fuck about the problem, nigga. I'm getting the money, nigga. Fuck it, yeah, I'm getting the money, my nigga. Say what's up with it, Blowski? And I'm getting plenty goddamn money, Marco. Oh, it didn't cost a lot of money to get me out. It didn't cost number $3,000. It don't cost no money getting the guy on 15 in the 1,000. That's chump change. I left that in the drawer. Yeah, I had that in the drawer right there. Yeah, I had that in the drawer right there. I throw that in the strip club. I go. Yeah, I throw that at the titty bar. But no. I just want to say, hey man, I'm out. I'm home. I got a show this weekend. They tried to put me on the GPS tracking monitor. They tried to put me on home arrest, home confinement. What? Nigga, y'all let murderers make bond and come out and go to work. What have I done where I need to be on home confinement in the GPS tracking? Yeah. Man, they suck. Man, yeah, they wrong in the motherfucker. But they got the right nigga. Yeah, they got the right nigga. They got the right nigga. So here it is. Never in the history before have a victim been attacked. A victim been attacked while I'm asleep by a guy 4 times my size with my wife in the building. A known killer. I just got out today. I just got out 2 hours ago. So yeah, wrong ain't never won.
This is exactly how he was on the Jesse Lee interview.
He ghetto.
He's so ghetto.
Is ghetto.
Extremely ghetto.
We black. We don't put batteries in our smoke alarms. Okay.
No,
we're immune to that noise. We don't hear it.
Mine's chirping right now. It's all.
Oh Lord, look at him.
Look at this. I don't know what this clip is because I just pulled it up. I didn't hear it, but this is a dude talking about the interview. But here we go.
I know, but does that make it right because everyone else doing it?
Listen, red birds identify with red birds. Bluebirds identify with bluebirds. Zebras identify as zebras.
That's right.
How you go not identify what you are?
That's right.
Nature. You didn't get to pick this.
Did you ever hate white people?
Yeah.
And do you still hate them?
But nothing. No, I didn't hate them then.
I also had an issue.
He's like, he didn't make no sense, but hold on. I want to try to find the one comment. Hold up.
It was just a thought because that's what you hear.
And how did you see white people at the time that you hated them? What made you hate them?
Listening to bull as a kid. Same reason white people fear black people. Listening to their dads, uncles, and granddaddy. We don't get to know one another until we grow up and start going to school, going to college, getting our own jobs. But in the beginning, we sitting around at Christmas, hearing our uncles say some racist, hearing our racist granddaddy say some. White people sitting around hearing racist, black folks sitting around hearing prejudice.
Go ahead, bro. Come on, man. Where's my daggone button? I agree with that 100%.
So he said some good stuff.
Same with the little black boy. I got a racist teacher. You don't know racism.
You don't
Most
know
black
racism.
people don't know racism because racism is so hidden in the fabrics of this country. You don't know it's there, but it's there.
How did you
It's so
overcome
hidden.
hated whites?
Oh, I started fighting girls at an early age. Yeah, I started fighting girls at an early age. I ain't my mama moved.
This nigga's he
He said I
fucking
started fighting
throws.
girls at an early age.
I started
Dude.
fighting girls at an early age.
Dude, anyways. Yeah. You could go watch the interview. So it's weird because he makes sense. Like you'll be listening to it and you'll be like, oh, okay, this makes sense, right? And then he'll say some real outlandish shit. Like he'll be talking about, I mean, it's outlandish, but then there's like some truth to it. It's just like you can't get past the fact that he's saying it the way he's saying it. But
That's why he books the interviews that he books. And you know what? Jesse Lee Peterson met his match.
Yeah.
I like when people meet their match and they out cringe you because you don't have the upper hand in the discussion to make this man fold. If anything, you're gonna fold before he does, and he's gonna laugh about it, and we all gonna laugh about it.
Right. Is this for real? He said the animal charge was from a screen recording of a cat getting pepper sprayed.
That's just why I said I don't believe it. I think sometimes I think he does things. He just said, "I'm bigger than ever." I feel like he did this just to get more
attention,
clout, and become more relatable to blacks. Because as much as I want to fight against this narrative, and I don't think Republicans should be using this narrative, clearly there is an appetite for this type of behavior and for this type of content, or he wouldn't be as big as he is.
Yeah.
It just is.
I agree.
People like nigga shit. Sometimes I like nigga shit.
Jesse Lee wouldn't have him on the show.
Jesse needs to morph into a nigga sometimes.
I
want him.
He said something like that to Jesse. Something to that effect. Jesse just laughed. Yeah, Jesse just laughed because he was talking about how, what did he say? He said America. He's like, I don't believe in slavery. He's like, let me tell you something. He's like, I'm glad they brought my black ass over here. He said, thank God they didn't leave me over there with slaves. He said, but when we got here to America, he said, America made ends. They created ends. He's like, that didn't exist in Africa. That's what he said. And I was like, again, it was the way he said it, but like, that was kind of shocking. But when you thought about it, I get what he was saying. Yeah. Black people weren't that way until, well, I wouldn't say America made them, but there were situations in America. By the way, shout out to that movie, The Banker, that you and I watched. If you guys want to see a good movie, Netflix, The Banker, true story. Excellent. Anyways, there's situations in America that I think were created to put black people in a certain position, but then at some point the mentality continued, and that kept black people in a certain position. Not all black people, but a certain group of black people in a certain position, right?
I'm going to get you off of Tasha K.
Oh, Lord.
I hope to replace Tasha K. You know what? Not even me. I hope Mo replaces Tasha K. You like that. You like that realm of entertainment to like get down to the nitty-gritty of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like her. She's loud. She's obnoxious. I don't like Tasha K. She is the worst depiction of a black woman that I have ever seen. And that is saying a lot because half of these female rappers are disgusting. But this woman guises a show. You're guising a full-blown gossip session every single day of you talking about someone else's business and you going as far as getting involved, starting to bully people, like do all this disgusting, nasty stuff. I can't stand Tasha K. She is a nasty, vile piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I've been very mild this show, and I'm going to continue to be mild. But she is a fucking vile ass woman.
Well, to your
I
point,
can't
though, like,
tolerate watching her.
to your point that you were making with Charleston White, though, is she was just bragging the other day on her Instagram channel the check she got, right, for all the love and support she's. So yeah, see, that's a great example. She's giving y'all what pays her bills. She's going to keep giving you all this.
See, I could go on and on and on and on about Tasha K. Tasha K has these are the same people that complain about whites denigrating blacks, but you had a former bodyguard or somebody that worked for a celebrity come on your show and air out some salacious news that there is no proof of. Like, people don't find that to be just disgusting.
Well,
this man is sitting up there talking about something, and we don't know if he's telling the truth. We have no clue if this dude is actually saying something that happened. The way he described it, bro, you were watching a gay porn that you thought was Will Smith and Dwayne Johnson. You didn't see them doing nothing.
But get this, okay? So Jada was like, "We're suing," right? Jada came out and said that. Well,
yes.
Apparently nothing's happened because the dude spoke out again and he said, "Y'all got 2 more weeks to sue me, and I'm coming with more receipts."
Please sue him. Please.
He's probably gonna go on Tasha K to show those receipts, but nonetheless,
he can't go nowhere. He can't go nowhere credible.
I don't know, Soonie. I don't think they got enough to sue it. I think that was just an empty threat. I believe everything that man said. To tell you the truth, I believe everything he said. And I read both their books. I read both the books, to be fair.
All right. I still don't like Tasha K. Thank you, Megatron. Tasha has found a menstrual niche, and she is guising much like Jerry Springer. It's a subtle template. Soonie and I see the same. I think we do. It's supremely slanderous. Tasha has a master slander mix with phony high horse rhetoric. Period. What she did to Cardi B, and I don't even like Cardi B, but what you did to that girl was fucked up.
What'd she do to Cardi B?
She put out false news. That is the
About
worst
what?
thing you can do as a journalist. Just her as a person, how she came up, her story, her allegedly stealing her entire image from some other woman that was just batshit crazy. And none of these claims were ever proved. That's why she was forced to pay her millions of dollars. You already in hot water. Stop. That's not journalism, bro. That's catty, messy, disgusting, ratchet behavior. I can get a little ratchet sometimes, but you ain't never gonna see me stoop to that level. That's no. I can't stand that woman, bro.
Oh man.
Every time somebody sends me a video, I get goosebumps because I genuinely don't like her.
Well, you know,
she's so loud.
I know. I'll tune in for the both of us.
See, look, y'all can watch it. Y'all can watch it.
I'm with you, Red Pill. I like
here.
that show.
She's ratchet.
Who, Red Pill? Oh, Tasha.
Why we don't ever hear nothing about Tasha K?
Because, like I said, this is how it works. They prop certain people up and they get protected until they're not protected. You see what I'm saying? Just like they protected Will and Jada for a very long time, and now they under the protection no more. So,
okay,
you know, Tasha, she's doing the work of the devil, and so they're gonna keep her protected. Ain't nobody gonna get those stories out about Tasha K.
I'm glad you said that. She's doing the work of the devil.
That's the
Praise
truth,
the Lord.
though. That's the truth.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Anyways,
we have one more topic. At least I do.
Okay.
I don't know how many we have.
No, I don't got it anymore.
Do you guys remember I need that dose of ratchet every now and then? You could get that from me.
I'm with you. Overdose.
Maybe I'm not
actually.
ratchet enough. She has, I can't stand when she sends me Tasha K. I'll be like, bro,
send it to me.
I'm gonna delete this message. Send it to Mo. I don't want to.
Yeah, send it to me.
Susan Lawrence has once again had her trial pushed back. I don't know if she's being as difficult as she was when the Popo showed up to her crib to try to fix a situation with the noise, or what the hell is going on. But why is it taking so long to charge someone who is clearly guilty of murder? Why? Like, please.
So I'm trying to find, because I was trying to find that story to see what if there was an explanation. Did you find an article? Because I haven't seen
I did not find an explanation. The latest article that was November 4th.
I don't see.
We didn't talk about it. I skipped over that.
Dang. Yeah, because I was trying to find something. That's weird. It's got to be
what
that
other
she's
evidence they
difficult.
need. Is that not a suicide vest?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Can y'all please
Yeah.
lock her up and throw away the key?
Yeah. I think, it's crazy, right? Because like they love to convict people with no freaking evidence. But here's this lady, and there's been plenty of evidence, and we can't do it. We can't do nothing.
Lock her up.
We're literally taking a guy off the ballot for the presidential race based on no evidence. Okay. No evidence.
None. Zilch. Nada. Y'all didn't prove squat.
Right.
But nope. You can't vote for Trump, Colorado. Nope.
It kills me. I'm not even go back to that topic, but it kills me the Colorado's like that because I love the state. But you know what I'll tell you? If you go in the mountains in Colorado, that's where you're going to find Trump supporters. Down below, which is where I don't hang out. I don't hang out in the city of Denver or Colorado because that's real liberal. I go straight to the mountains, and you will
Isn't
see
that
one.
the same for almost every state in the United States of America? The more rural areas that are distant from the cities tend to be deeply red.
Yes, there's something to be said for that.
The majority of North Carolina is red, except for Raleigh, Fayetteville, Charlotte, and Greensboro.
Yeah.
Everything else is red. That's 4 cities, bro.
Yeah.
And within those cities are sub-cities and suburbs, and they're all red. So these densely populated areas, y'all, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about people leaving. Like the city limits in Charlotte. Have you ever been to Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
When was the last time you were there? Years ago?
Yeah, years ago. Like I would say like maybe 6 years ago was the last time.
Okay, so it ain't been that long. Any of you guys who are familiar with Charlotte city limits stopped by Wendover. Once you get to Wendover, you get to Independence Boulevard, and then you get into Matthews, and then you get into Monroe, and then so on and so forth, right? All that is pushed out. So the city limits is right here neck and neck where Matthews is. So all that crime, my mother still lives in Matthews. Matthews used to be a decent area. All that crime that was concentrated to the city has now pushed out towards the suburbs. I'm not even lying to you. Before I left, a month before I left, we went home and I did DoorDash. Me and Kyle were doing DoorDash. We dropped food off, and right as we pulled off, a murder took place. Right as we're pulling off, a murder is taking place. Right behind my mom's house it's a hiking path. I think about 3 murders have occurred. I've only been gone 4 years. I can't imagine what it is now. They are pushing the city limits out, and they are doing so that they do not lose any more elections, bro. They're pushing people out of the cities. Go to Charlotte. Charlotte is a cesspool. We have a homeless issue. We had a homeless issue so bad that there were rats infesting these 10 cities.
Yeah, that's what's happening in California or New York.
Yes.
Triple time. It's already bad in New York, but it's even worse.
It's sad.
It is super sad. Yo, speaking of Colorado, before we go, I have a movie recommendation, a documentary recommendation for you guys. I'm still watching it, but oh my gosh, you guys have to watch it. You may have seen it all over TikTok. It is called Love Has Won, the Cult of Mother God.
Mother God.
Mother God. So it's a story of this woman, Amy Carlson. Okay. The documentary starts out with a police body cam video of police on April in 2021 going into a home that they are served a warrant to go into, I think to look for Amy Carlson, which the documentary starts out with them walking. Literally, this is like the live video of her walking up to the bed, and there is her mummified body laying in the bed because they kept her there because this cult of people in Colorado called Love Has Won Cult believed that this woman was Mother God. They worshiped her like she was a god. And she believed, and this is what's terrible about it, right? It's kind of funny is they had these frames of people that they believed were like part of, like they were the messengers, and like it was all like Robin Williams was like the leader, and like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Trump. These are all people that are part, and this is what I hate about it, is because they had to throw that in there. And these are the crazy people that we talking about because they believe in all the cultish Trump stuff, right? But they're far beyond that. Like it's not just Trump related, but they're just these hippies that all they do is smoke weed. They believe that weed, cigarettes, and alcohol are okay as long as you're using them to heal yourself, which this lady basically
cigarettes to heal yourself. Sorry, I'm not cutting you off.
Yeah, that's why this is so interesting, is because you see how crazy people can be to follow people like this. So they basically kept her body because they told the police like her body never went cold, yet she's laying there mummified. Her body never went cold. We believed that she was going to come back alive one day. So we kept her body in the bed.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The lady basically like emaciated herself until she died.
That's worse than, you ever saw the documentary Twin Flame?
Oh, yes.
Bro.
That crazy.
That
Dude.
creeped me out.
Yeah.
That documentary creeped me out. If you guys haven't seen that, watch those two documentaries. That documentary creeped me out.
Yeah.
The fact that people are so damn gullible, I don't get it.
I'm telling you.
You can never get me to join a cult.
You know,
there's no way.
And I wonder, I'm going to put a picture of the lady up here. I wonder, like, if anybody's ever done a study of like the type of people that get to that are joining these cults. You know, I don't know. Like they all seem like the same type of people. They're all like from these fucked up lives. Like, you know, they need something. It's like, it's no different than a gang, right? Like this is a white people's gang is what this is. This is why cults are white people's gangs.
That's true, bro.
I'm going to tell you right now.
What you just said was so real.
Yeah.
What you just said was so real.
Cults are white people's gangs. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not saying black people and black people in general, you won't see a whole lot of black people joining cults. The only time I've seen black people in a cult was that Hail Bop group that they all put on the Nikes. And I'm guaranteeing you it was the Nikes that got the brother in there in the first place. Okay. They believed that if they put on these Nikes and cover themselves with a black shroud and drink the Kool-Aid, that they were going to get picked up by a spaceship, you know, and taken to a better day. And I'm telling you, they got the brother with the Nikes. Okay. But other than that, I watch a lot of these cult things and it's rare. Like this one right here, there's like one Mexican dude and the rest of them are white. Okay.
Wow.
Now, the reason why this lady looks well, she looks blue, right? Because they believed that colloidal silver, which it does have healing properties, but if you take it in large quantities, it will turn your skin blue. So on top of having severe liver disease from drinking a lot, she was drinking like large amounts of colloidal silver, turning her skin blue. And then she also would tell her people that in order to ascend to heaven, she had to weigh approximately 104 pounds. So she was also starving herself. Yeah, it's wild. Okay. Mind you, I'm only on episode 3. I don't know how many episodes there are. Oh wait. Yeah, I do. Hold on. 1, 2. Oh, there's only 3. So I'm at the end. Okay, there's 3 episodes.
Can you scroll up? The Spirit of Robin Williams. I need to read that.
I told you they believe Robin Williams. Okay, so I'll read it. When Amy Carlson's mummified body was found in April of 2021, it looked like a blue skeleton. It was also in a sleeping bag wrapped in Christmas lights. Her followers in the Love Has Won cult were apparently still waiting for the Galactics, a group of dead luminaries that were led by Robin Williams to come pick her up in their spaceship. Somehow this never happened. Instead, the cops came. On planet Earth, this could all easily pass for insanity, but the Love Has Won crew thought Earth was for suckers. And we learn in the riveting, deeply troubling new HBO docuseries Love Has Won, of the many documentaries and docuseries out, they're exploring the creation, beliefs, and actions of cults. This one cuts closest to the beating heart of the darkness.
Bruh.
They are truly lost souls, convinced that plying their leader with lethal amounts of booze, drugs, and colloidal silver will help her redeem humanity from being human. Carlson essentially drank herself to death while her disciples poured the drinks, or as they called it, her medicine.
What?
Dude, you just have to. You know what? Let me play it. Let me play the trailer so you can just see.
This is not real.
Oh wait, I'm not sure. Hold on, I'm not sharing my audio. Hold on one second.
I'm gonna watch this just because
it's so good.
It's real.
It's so good. Hold on.
I didn't finish the Twin Flame one. I couldn't. That creeped me out too much. Okay.
How many people in the house right now? Mother is in.
Mother?
Okay, she has rest.
Carlson. They call her Mother God.
Mother God. This is Mother God?
She is the
That's
leader
her.
of an organization called Love Has Won. She has a divine plan to help humanity.
19 billion years old. Reincarnate Jesus.
She was Joan of Arc, Cleopatra. She's God.
This is Mother God in the Earth House. You are not alone, and we love you.
I was struggling with addiction.
Sure. Abuse.
That puts you in a black hole that you just can't see out of.
I was able to see her true unconditional love. She healed people.
It was enticing.
We are here to shine the light on truth, and together walk out of the prison of illusion. Exit the matrix.
She believed she was the Messiah for this age of humanity.
She was always training us, going on live streams every day.
We had to organize as a team.
Pumpkin spiced body butter.
Love That's One essentials.
They found a way to monetize their operation.
More people wanted to come. That's when the drama started to kick off.
The one thing about Mom is that she was going to attract some of the worst beings on the planet.
What's your name?
Father of all creation.
We were born as conscious co-creation, as Father, Mother, God.
She said, "You're brilliant." I had never heard that phrase in my life pertaining to me. When God loves you, the pressure comes.
All this energy, it belongs to us. And if you're not in right action, you're out.
It eventually took her over.
All hell broke loose.
Been going through some stuff. This is my fucking house.
We are gonna give you guys the truth.
No! She drank a lot of colloidal silver.
It turns you blue. It's like, what does it? God's here! God's here! Surrender! I am God!
Something creepy, guys.
That is schizophrenia.
Highly recommend if you want to see
on
everything that's wrong
blast.
with humanity.
Schizophrenia on blast.
Right?
I'm going to watch that right now.
Yeah.
I have HBO. I'm
And let
gonna
me
go
tell
watch it. Bruh.
Those people smoke weed 24/7. Like, there's not a moment you don't see them with a joint in their mouth. Yeah.
Don't do weed like
They're
that. Hold
constantly.
on.
It's yeah. I'm just telling you. Weed, let me tell you something. There's certain
Right?
combinations.
That ain't fucking weed. That's meth.
Yo, And this is why this is intrigued me, because last time we were out in Colorado, which I love going to Colorado, we were driving an hour, like we were literally staying an hour away from where this took place. And when we were driving to like a place that we were going to go get a pie or whatever, we had to go through this like area that was just like empty field for like miles and miles, nothing around. Like you were heading into the mountain. And I noticed all these like trailers just like randomly in the field. And I was like, to the girls, I was like, who are these people? And I joked and I said, oh, these are the people that are on Discord. The people that are in these trailers, they're on Discord. Trust me, right? And now I know that no, these are the people from the Love Is One cult. This is who they are, because they literally show the field that I'm talking about in this documentary. They show it. Yeah.
Woo! Mo's right. The cult is the gang for white people. Because they ain't trying to die. They're like, look, I'll die for something noble, but I'm not, in their mind, but I'm not dying for a block that I don't own. That's crazy. I want to go watch this.
It's so crazy.
What the F is right? He said, I am God.
Yeah. Let me know when you're done.
People fall for this. I will let you know when I'm done. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Thanks for tuning in with us, guys. I actually had fun doing this show. I hope people go back and watch it. We should post clips of this show.
Yeah, we do. We always say that. We have to take time to go do it. Let's talk about as soon as we hit end, I have to go pee. Like, so if you want to call me on the phone, you can, but I've got to go pee. But let's talk about how we can get the show on Instagram, like Liddell was telling us for Friday.
Yeah. I'll do that.
For sure. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you guys watching.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with us. You guys stuck around. People stuck around until the 2-hour mark, and then slowly people start dropping off. It's late. I understand y'all got lives, but thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you took something from this live in regards to every subject we discussed. And if you don't agree, you could definitely come up here and challenge. I openly welcome that.
Come back next time. There'll be something you agree with us on. Just keep tuning in. At some point, you'll agree with us.
Friday? What's Friday?
The date? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, what's Friday? Wait. What? Okay, it's Wednesday for me. Friday is the 22nd. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything going on. So I was just making sure our schedules don't conflict, because we'd be like, guys, we're going to be back Friday. And then it turns out we're like, can't do the show.
Yeah. I don't have anything going on Friday. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing the show. So make sure you guys come back Friday. Hopefully we have some more politics to talk about. Hopefully we have more information on how many candidates are going to stand in support with Donald Trump, or how many candidates are going to not say anything. I don't think Nikki Haley is going to say anything. What do you think? What are your predictions before we go?
I don't think she will either.
Do you think she's going to come out and support Trump, or do you think she's going to remain silent?
No, she's going to remain silent. She can't. She's owned by the Democrats. She can't come out and support Trump. Uh-oh. Did I freeze? Oh. You hear me?
I think you did freeze.
Oh, okay. Who else?
I'm going to do an after show. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll watch her after show. For some reason, I'm frozen on my end.
That's all good. I'll end it because you're in a very awkward position. Oh, wait, you're unfroze. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you Friday. I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Don't even worry about it. Tune into Soonie's after show on Instagram. I'm going to go pee and tune into Soonie's show on Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
They say the song's so offensive, but only if you get offended. I can't offend you without your permission, and you don't even have to listen. They say the song's so offensive, but